Bro, are you seriously? Are you looking? Are we doing this? Are we looking?
Ted?
Bro, go on my jeans.
Is he on your jeans?
Making noises, bro.
So, I have made great aware that there is a My Chemical Romance song that's pretty much the plot of GTA 5.
Yes. Listen, he said that shit out loud in the Food Lion parking lot, and I was like, "Oh
It's
my
something
god!"
that I realized like a decade ago, but because that game's been out that fucking long.
Oh yeah,
like longer than that. Yeah,
yeah, longer than that.
3 consoles.
yeah,
Three
yeah,
fucking
three.
console generations.
Yeah,
And
they're never
Sony-
gonna stop printing money from that.
And Sony was like, "Yeah, we're making a PS6 in like a year and a half or something."
Are they really?
They said something
God
like
damn.
they are sticking to their cycle of like how long, like every 5 or 6 years they like make a new console.
Is it already been 5 years since the PS5 came out?
Yeah.
2020.
Oh my god!
And it has 10 games, maybe.
It's got like 60 games. It does not have a lot of games.
Okay, it has ports and remasters.
Yeah,
it
it has more port. I think it actually does have more remasters than original titles.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Like,
insane.
It has,
Is that
like,
that's
it
not
has
true?
a lot of
That
games.
can't
It might,
be true.
it's-
But it
I
doesn't
don't know
have a
for
lot of
sure.
games like made in its life cycle.
Yeah.
You know?
Jesus.
So like,
Well, to be
there's
fair-
people who just got a PS5.
To
Like,
be fair,
I don't.
for-
I don't have a PS5.
I don't have one.
Yeah.
No.
My mom's both just got one.
I got
Yeah.
one.
Like, yeah, like just got one.
Oh,
And I
you
got
might
mine
have
like
to
last year.
Lean a little bit closer so the phone picks you up.
God damn it! Sorry.
Yeah, we're like a
I
good
didn't know.
2 minutes in, by the way. Welcome, the shirt's off, episode 9. I'm Creighton. I'm here with Charlie and
You
Lean,
skanky ass bitch for that shit.
and we got a special guest today, Cooper, who's like a mutual friend of all of us except for Lean.
Our favorite dog is here today.
Anyways, I was driving Cooper here, and we were talking about bands, and My Chemical Romance came up, and he goes, I think one of my favorite songs that they have is "Kill All Your Friends," and he goes, "Kill All Your Friends" is actually about GTA 6 or GTA 5 if you think about it, and I was like sitting there thinking about the lyrics, and I was like, oh my god, that song came out like. That album's 2007.
It was like a outtake from
9?
Black Parade. It was like a song that wasn't on the original release.
Oh, it's not
Yeah.
on the original release.
Yeah, so it was like the B sides like that came out like a little bit
Yeah.
after, I think. So yeah, it was like 2000. Yeah, like 2008 maybe.
2008.
Yeah.
You want to sit over here?
It
You're
was
really quiet.
Sorry.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but I felt like nobody's
Lean right over the
Tell you
phone.
what, I'll sit right.
Yeah. Just sit like I'll put the phone in your I'll put the phone in your mouth if you want me to.
Hey, yo.
I definitely don't like the way that was worded.
At all,
I
right?
didn't
That's-
either.
Yeah, put it on the record because if you don't,
because I'm the one it's happening to.
yeah.
apparently.
You know how Jesse Eisenberg reacts to everything?
Yeah.
That's how I feel when you say stuff like that. Just real like,
It's like,
Yeah,
well,
that
let me
dude's
think about that.
definitely like either really good at acting neurodivergent because of the social
Oh, he's
network,
painfully autistic.
or he's actually autistic.
No, yeah, actually.
Remember when they
honestly,
made him like
entirely.
Sluther?
Fully, like he's suffering from it.
Nah, it's just, other people are suffering from him.
It's funny when you see him talk about something he's excited about though, because like someone asked him like, how much research did you do when you were going to play Mark Zuckerberg? And he very quickly was like standoffish, like, look, I just want to make it clear, I don't really associate with that guy that much. Like, I know I played the character, but like I never got to meet him. I didn't really do any interviews. I really want to, but then you talk to him about like a movie he's making that he wrote and directed, and it's like watching a little kid tell you about the Lego thing they built. Like he's like so excited. Like it's really it's what's the word? It's very charming.
Yeah,
Like, it's very
cute.
like
It's adorable. It's
Yeah,
like
like,
watching
he's
a
probably-
dog bring you a bone.
exactly.
And he's like really
yeah.
happy about it.
I feel like he's probably like the coolest guy to like hear talk about the shit he likes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That movie he
So,
just
like,
did.
Painfully autistic.
Yeah, painfully. I agreed with you. I said
No,
yes.
no.
You guys remember when he was Lex Luthor? Like,
It was so bad.
That did happen.
yeah, that happened. I don't think it was bad. I think it was misinformed. In that, like, they
I love
should've-
when you say like fake deep shit. Because what does that mean?
Listen. All right, so
I am.
This is what I think they should have done. They should have let him start out like I think we didn't get to fully see him evolve into like the Lex Luthor we know. So it's like we saw the beginning parts of what would turn into Lex Luthor, but not like the full picture. Because apparently there was going to be all this stuff where like his dad was abusive and all this other shit, and then that was going to help form the Luthor that we're familiar with.
Apparently, there's a lot of that performance also just left on the cutting room.
Yeah, that too. But I mean, I see it in like the. Did you ever watch the Snyder Cut for Justice League? No,
No.
Well, there's a end credit scene with him pretty much fully realized as Luthor, talking to Deathstroke, where he's like, "Well, we're gonna form a league of our own," or some shit like that. Like, you know,
But he doesn't give like erratic.
No,
anime
it's
character.
dude. He's Luthor. Like, it's a great like. It's only like maybe a sentence, but like already the energy is just different. Like you're like, oh, okay, this is what they were going for, but we didn't get to fully see that evolution happen. I think it would have meant more.
I feel like shit like that, like portrayals of characters like that, all stem from like one guy at the top who like was there since the Dark Knight was made.
Yeah.
And he was like, look, I know the Dark Knight's not in the same universe, but like we made all these fucking DC movies real grounded and they're real edgy, so we need Luthor to be fucking weird and like
He's gonna stick a Jolly Rancher in somebody's mouth.
We need to be grimy. Yeah, like they were like, can you be more like Heath Ledger as the Joker? Like they were really just like saying
He's gonna piss in a jar and give it to a senator.
Yeah.
That happened.
I know.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
The raspberry peach tea or something.
No. He says so. Him and the senator are kind of like having this
Lex
back and
Luthor.
forth.
Yeah.
Superman's arch nemesis, Lex fucking. No, I
It's
don't
the
want
only
to hear
good
this.
scene. It's actually a really great
It's
scene.
a good scene.
Yes. It
You
genuinely.
sick child.
So
What is this?
okay, it
it's
stems from this dialogue that him and the senator are having, because he's trying to get her to back him up in that Superman's a threat, and they should give him government funds to fight Superman. And like,
And she won't.
She's like, you can piss in a jar and call it Granny's peach tea all day long, but I'm still not going to buy it. Like, you know, to him. And so before he like blows her up, there's a jar sitting on, there's a jar sitting on her desk,
like,
and it's labeled Granny's peach tea.
They're gonna have like a confirmation hearing with Superman at the like wherever in
At
DC.
Congress, they blow
At
up the
Congress.
They blow up the Capitol.
Superman shows up. It's like the best shot scene in the film.
Yeah.
Because Superman shows up, walks in, and it's really like everyone's on edge.
Yeah.
And he's like there to make the statement of, I'm willing to listen to the like American public and the officials like critique what I'm doing, and like I will work with you guys to have like a healthy balance so that I'm not like acting as some vigil. This is in Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
Because like he's not cool with what Batman's doing, and he finds himself being hypocritical, not like holding himself accountable to what he does.
Yeah.
So he goes there as like an olive branch to the American people of like, I will work with you. And then while he's sitting there,
Luthor blows up the building.
Yeah, the senator sees the tea there in front of her, like rotates it, and it's like, it's just a jar of piss that says Granny's peach tea, and she looks over, and this guy who is also there as like a fucking...
he was paralyzed in the Battle of Metropolis, and comes there as a character witness against Superman, saying
but he's
that
a
Superman's
Judas,
fucking-
and he's there to be a suicide bomber and blows up the entire building. With
Lex
hundreds of
Luthor
people
gave
in
him
there.
his
And
wheelchair
Superman-
stuff, and his wheelchair's the bomb.
Yeah, and Superman just sits in there and like is inside the like engulfed flames as like, this is punishment for what I've done.
Yeah.
Like in the movie, that is not
It's
good.
a great, it's a really
great scene.
scene.
It
I
really,
was gonna say that sounded like a really.
it's
like,
sick. It's when I watched it, I was like, "Oh shit, is this movie about to be good now?" And then it just stays bad after that. But like, it was a really sick scene. Like the scene's amazing.
Have you ever seen the ultimate cut of it, or like
No.
It's
How many fucking cuts does it have?
So there's the theatrical
Too many
cut.
cooks in the fucking kitchen is what I mean.
It's got a theatrical cut, and then it's got the ultimate cut, which like cut a lot of the
Bad.
shit.
I know what I
that-
said was dumb. I heard it. I said a dumb thing.
It's got a lot of shit in it that's like the background of why him and Batman are beefing so hard.
Yeah.
Because like in the movie, like Batman's branding people. And
Yeah, Batman is straight up. Have you seen the movie?
No, man.
so
I-
Batman's
it's so
branding
bad.
How bad it
people,
was,
and
so
when
I
they're
know-
in prison, they get shanked because of the brand. So he's just sending people
He's
off
like,
to
yeah,
their
he's like,
death.
I'm not gonna kill people, but someone is. Like, he's like straight up. It's
like,
wrong.
and he knows that they're getting
Why do
killed.
they get stabbed for getting the brand?
Luther set it up. Luther is having them kill people that have been branded by Batman, like
in prison.
to make Batman look bad.
Yeah.
But Batman isn't stopping. So
Yeah.
it's like
It's really bad.
No, none of that. That's
It's so stupid. Batman kills a bunch of people.
Batman
Like, a
just
couple
fucking
times.
murders people.
Like, the whole rule of Batman doesn't kill is just not a rule of this
But
film.
listen,
it's not even
listen,
hinted at.
he is
this
the
motherfucker
like
breaks necks and like
Yeah.
shoves arms and asses like Deadpool. Like it's fucking crazy.
he is the best looking Batman when
He
it's
does look
happening though.
sick. He
Like
does look
there's
pretty
this
awesome.
whole warehouse fight scene and it's like it looks like a scene from Arkham. Like
Arkham
it's just
Asylum.
fucking
It
like
is
throwing
gangster.
people
It's
around.
sick, but it's
like,
dumb.
you know, they're trying to shoot him in the cowl and stuff and like it's all bulletproof so the bullet just bounces off and hits some guy's jugular and they're
Yeah.
bleeding out. Like it's crazy. It's
He
a
gets
good
a
scene.
fucking. He like grapples when he's in his mech suit. Grapples like a fucking crate, like a fucking refrigerator size crate, and just
throws
fucking
it.
launches it at a dude. Like the dude just gets like crushed by this crate and against the wall, and you're like, he's just not alive anymore. Like he like it's not even like kind of confusing whether or not half the people he fights die or not. Like he's murdering people.
It's like to be
Sometimes
fair,
they're
this
just, like,
Batman
hitting him
could
with
take
crowbar
Superman.
and he just,
This is like John Wick, like 3.5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
for real. Like this Batman is a Batman. They're like, all right, we got to make Batman a threat to Superman, and
it's-
like you're like, oh, okay, I get it, because
Yeah.
that fight, like, there's a fight that happens before he fights Superman, and you're like, oh, I see how this can work, because like in the comics, like you know, we're initiated, we've seen this shit before, but like to the uninitiated, they're like Batman would like 2 seconds and it's over.
yeah,
But-
he's gonna obliterate.
yeah. But they build up like him reasonably being a challenge for Superman
How do they build that up?
because they introduce kryptonite.
A super no, a workout montage.
A workout montage.
Rocky it?
There's a
They
Rocky,
do Rocky it.
There's literally a Rocky workout montage where Ben Affleck is like pulling tractor tires with a chain the size of my fucking leg. Like he's just fucking and then he puts on a suit that does all the work for him.
Yeah.
Like it's so
And he's like,
It's so dumb.
if there's
He's
even a
doing, like,
chance
Superman
that he's
type
bad, then we
feats.
got to
Yeah.
take that as a 100% absolute that he's evil or some shit like that. Like that's
just
his
know,
speech to
everyone
Alfred.
watching, if you work out really hard, you'll be able to punch Superman in the face once, and it won't affect him. Like, it's so. Someone was like, "The Dark Knight was grounded. We need this to be grounded." Like it was just so bad.
Jeremy Irons is good though.
Jeremy Irons is pretty fucking sick as
Alfred.
Alfred. Jesus, I couldn't say his name.
Oh yeah.
He's
You
great.
so you haven't seen this movie at all? Do you know
No.
anything about it?
I know that there's like a second.
He knows a lot now.
Okay, so like,
He's learned a lot.
do you care about spoilers for this movie at all?
No, I know everything.
Oh, okay. So like, you just said you never seen it before.
Yeah, no, I read a
He
lot.
reads
okay.
synopsises.
Yeah, like I'll read some, like if some shit's
So-
really synopsi maybe.
synopsi.
Yeah, I don't know.
Synopsis.
He reads many synopsi.
Synopi.
Huh?
No.
That's too many letters.
Sinopi's a pizza place in
Oh.
Connecticut.
Is it really?
It is.
What a name.
Yeah.
It's Italian.
I kind of want to know why that song lyric is about GTA 5.
It's not a lyric. The whole song.
No,
is.
yeah, I kind of want to know why.
I want to throw this
We
in there
went
about
to
Batman v Superman, and then
Okay.
like I'll let him explain it better because he's way better at it than I am. Okay, so there's actually a pretty decent fight between Batman and Superman in that movie.
For some reason.
Do you know how it ends?
Oh, the Martha thing?
Yes, he's like, save Martha. He's like, that's my mom's name.
It's really dumb. It's so bad.
And then like, God.
And then he does. He goes and saves Martha. He goes and saves other
He saved
Martha.
his mom because he couldn't save his own mom.
Yeah.
So Batman was going to win the fight?
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
he
totally.
had Superman dead right. He had a kryptonite spear in his face and was about to just stab him through the
kill
heart.
him.
What is this movie?
It's
a wild,
bad.
it's a wild movie.
I didn't watch any more after it.
It's like,
I stopped
somebody
altogether.
read what the Dark Knight Returns comic was about from somebody who just like looked at it and didn't read it and was like, all right.
It was like when a 5-year-old tries to tell you how cool school was today.
Yeah.
Like they were like they let the 5-year-old watch someone read them the Dark Knight storyline,
Yeah.
and they're like, Batman beats Superman, and this like political person blows up. Like it was so bad, dude. It was
It's
so
like somebody heard a 5-year-old tell them through that like little cup thing at the playground that
Yeah.
what the Dark Knight Returns was about to Zack Snyder. And Zack Snyder was like, "Oh,
That
but
sounds fucking sick."
Zack Snyder's fucking wild." He was like, "In my world, Batman could get raped in prison," and I'm like, "Whoa, whoa!"
He didn't understand the the task.
I don't think he understands what Batman is.
It makes me very hopeful for James
that's-
Gunn.
That's an actual quote from him, by the way.
Yes.
I am not. That's
He's not
100% Zack Snyder's words were like,
There's
I
a
don't know,
video
my
interview
universe,
of this. You
Batman,
can see him do it.
Batman could get raped in prison. I don't know. He shrugs. He's just like, I don't know, it could happen.
He's like, yeah, I want Batman to be, fucking like a normal guy. Like he's really weird about it.
I was like, oh,
To be fair, he is a great director. Like
visually, he's a great today.
yeah. Well, he also like story wise, he has some great stuff, but like no, some of it's bad.
Rebel Moon, man.
Yeah.
Rebel
No, I'm
Moon.
with you on Rebel Moon. I'm with you.
Batman v Superman.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
Rebel Moon, that's not the Asian joint, is it?
There are Asian people in it.
No.
He is.
Do you mean Sailor Moon? Is that what you're?
No. I'm thinking of a different movie. It has like a
Cooper Dini,
weird, like the Lotus Moon. Like I don't know. It's
I
some,
don't know.
It's some shit about like
When
America
I heard
did to
Rebel
Asian
Moon,
people.
when it was coming out,
Yeah.
I thought it was something already, and I started I thought there was like that's just his. There's not like I thought it was maybe an anime or something, but this is just like a thing he's been trying to make for like 20 years.
And it was
It's
bad.
I haven't watched it. It's like there's gonna
Is
be
it new?
It's newish, like the last year. It went.
It's not about like Americans doing fucked up shit to Asian people.
I don't know.
Is
I don't
Rebel
think-
Moon
it's
about
like
Americans doing
sci-fi.
fucked up shit?
It's
I have no
sci-fi.
idea. I know it's really bad sci-fi. Apparently, it was supposed to be a Star Wars project.
Yeah.
and like
It was originally
even
his take
even
on Star
Kathleen
Wars.
King was like, "This shit's bad."
Yeah,
so
which is that's
so they
rough.
sent Zack Snyder to Netflix. That's how that got made. I haven't seen it, but like how bad it is just
The
legendary in the
trailer
sci-fi
made it
community.
look pretty bad.
Damn, that's
It never
you know
looked
that's
good.
bad when that's coming from him because like he gets hyped on trailers.
Yeah, he's a trailer
He's hyped
junkie.
for fucking the
trailer
Thunderbolts.
Sometimes he brings me into the basement and he's like,
And just
"Hey man, we gotta watch trailers for like an hour."
I need to show you the best 7 trailers of the last 6 months.
Zack Snyder visually, like he's good at adapting shit. His Watchmen was good, his 300 was good, but all those are comic adaptions.
Yeah.
And I like they visually fucking incredible. Sin City, was he Sin
Well,
City?
300,
He might not be Sin City.
300 is not
Watchmen.
just visually incredible; it's also an incredible story.
Yeah. But I
Like-
just mean like,
Yeah.
but the story he didn't write the story.
Yeah,
He's just adapting it.
Yeah, he's like Disney for like gritty action. shit.
Yeah, like I would love to see him adapt a live action The
But
Dark Knight Returns.
We
but
are talking about him doing an adaptation that he sucked at, though.
yeah, that's true.
No, it wasn't really an adaptation because he was tasked
Batman
with
versus
writing
Superman?
and creating a cinematic universe, and he used certain comics as influence. Not the same as an adaptation.
Okay.
Because the adaptation, like Watchmen,
No, I get it,
shot
I
for
get it.
shot the comic.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Pretty much, like
true.
you know.
Could you imagine your boyfriend's God and you like cheat on him? That movie's wild.
That movie's
Wait,
nuts.
what movie was that?
Watchmen.
Oh yeah.
That's-
Damn, I forgot. Like I
Like
whenever I
imagine
did-
that, dude. Like that's fucking crazy.
I know some people don't fuck with that movie.
Women and shit. It's a great. I thought
That movie's
Yeah, it's
unreal.
really-
It's a good movie.
So
It's
good.
damn good.
The director's cut is incredible.
The
too.
guy who plays Rorschach, I feel like does not get enough work.
No,
He-
I
Also,
want him in more
he was
shit.
Freddy Krueger.
Yes.
Isn't that nuts?
I mean, he's
Well, you know what?
He's
Actually,
hard to look
you're
at.
right.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that
he
makes
is
sense.
goofy looking.
Yeah.
The only thing I've seen him in that wasn't Watchmen was Lincoln. He plays.
He's
like,
in Lincoln.
He's he's one of the leaders of the fucking the southern side. What are they called? The Confederates.
What was it? You know what they
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
Don't that Brandon.
Yeah, that's my boy. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, who's my grandpa?
Yes.
He was, that's my great grandpa. He was he plays like one of the Confederate. I don't
See, we
know if
weren't
he's
here
like.
for that, so.
I don't think he was like.
Sorry.
He wasn't like Robert E. Lee or anything, but he was like a big person in the Confederacy in the.
If he's Robert E. Lee, that's a lot of
no.
makeup.
Yeah,
and
it
a
wasn't.
beard.
He looks like him. He just looks. It's just him.
Well, he got one of them 1893 kind of faces. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
really like.
Oh, he played the hell out of
sunken
a
eyes.
racist. He was a
That
good racist.
might not be a great thing. Like, they're like, you're a little too excited today.
I was talking to my mom about
Have you
that
seen that
today.
movie?
Like, we talking about how like anything that shows the actual history of like black people in America has to show white people in a very like fucked up light,
Yeah.
obviously. But whenever the actors are performing, you know what I mean, it's just like sometimes they just do a little too good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a little too convincing.
Who's that?
you know what I mean?
Who's that comedian who talks about Leonardo DiCaprio and Django?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
He's like, sometimes
Davis,
you-
something Davis, Roy Davis, not Roy Davis. That's something. Fucking
You
Sugar
just
Ray
gotta butt
Leonard.
in, man. To be honest with you,
No,
we
not
just
Anthony
go.
Davis. That's a basketball player.
I just don't know what to say.
God damn it.
Oh, there you go. No,
I know who it is. I've
Big-
seen
yeah,
it.
yeah, big ass
dude.
forehead,
Yeah,
black
big
guy.
dude. Like, yeah.
I just don't watch that. So.
He fucking he basically, for lack of it, basically exactly parrots what William just said. He's just like sometimes when you tell history the right way, or you are trying to portray a certain aspect of the black experience, you need an evil, vile white motherfucker out there saying some crazy shit. And then he like quotes like the craziest lines Leonardo DiCaprio has in Django, and then he ends it. It's kind of quiet, and then he's like, "Same guy from Titanic, y'all." And you're like, "Oh shit."
That's his real blood when he's wiping that shit like on her
Oh, in
face. Like,
Django,
he
yeah.
actually.
Oh,
cut his hand.
no. Okay, boom. It's his real blood when his hand shatters.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like he cut his
No,
hand
I
when he did
know.
that.
The following scene is not his blood all over her face. The continuity of that is created from his actual
Oh,
blood. But like
okay.
for that scene, that cut.
But I remember
now
her scream was real, right? Whenever she's like,
She didn't know it was gonna happen.
Whenever she's like in front of him and he like breaks his hand in the scream, absolutely. But whenever the blood's getting smeared on her face, that's cut.
Oh, I thought he was really doing that shit. I was like,
No,
damn.
No, it's not a one take.
Okay.
It's
No,
not
no.
like a theatrical. It's not a play.
Yeah.
Like they don't film that whole scene in one go. Like they have to.
But
do
his
each
hand
spot.
breaking is authentic, and that is what built the continuity of that.
And
scene.
he
wonder-
just reacts to it in the moment, in character, and like by the time they cut for the scene, like Quentin Tarantino was over there just jerking off, like that was
He
awesome.
was like, now cut your feet.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's not weird. It's for the story.
Yeah.
George Lucas.
Yeah, there's no underwear in space.
There's no space.
Come on, Scary.
Yeah, and it's
Just
fucked
put
up.
on this. Put on
I
this
don't
white
condone
dress.
it, but I get it. You know, I mean, Carrie Fisher was hot.
Yeah.
But she was still hot, like even all the way to the end. Like,
Yeah, no, she was all right. Her face was really stiff in those last two Star Wars movies.
well, that was AI. Dude.
surgery.
In the last two?
Oh,
My
sorry.
fault.
I thought you said the last one. I was like,
Nah, no, the last two. When I say the last two, I mean the last two she was alive for.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, not the ones where they recreated her digitally.
It would be really
CGI
funny.
her.
It's like she just had a lot of facial movement in The Force Awakens, and then it was just stiff.
Imagine if they CG'd
that
her
movie
face
on.
to be less stiff. Like they made her like.
They're like, here, you're too stiff in this one.
Yeah.
Do you try to crack a smile, and her face starts literally cracking? Like, oh, never mind. We'll edit that out.
Dude, The Last Jedi would have been able to succeed as a film if they would have had the balls to kill her.
I agree.
You know what I mean? We would have at least had one diabolical.
I think they should have just avoided the scene.
Nah,
That
dude,
scene
I
didn't
was
have to
really
happen.
I was so down with her getting smoked, dude.
No,
The
that's
way it
fine.
happens, in particular, in that
Yeah,
moment,
yeah.
is one of the
Best
holy
scene.
shit moments in the
it's
franchise if they
literally
go through with
one
it.
of the
Okay,
best
okay,
scenes
okay.
ever
Yeah.
But,
until
hear
she
me out,
Mary
hear me out.
Poppins out of it.
Yeah,
They
she
were
fucking
going.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
with a fucking umbrella, basically.
They were going for the whole each episode was going to be about one of the original trio, right? So that
Were they going
So
for
why they fake kill one of them in the same movie they do kill one of them in?
because they were
That's
going to make
lame.
the last one about
Luke
Leia.
is the main
Luke-
character. Why is he not the de facto main character of the last movie? She's in all three of them.
Listen,
It's
listen,
dumb.
listen. I agree with you. I don't like the way they did it, but that's what they were going for. They everybody that has behind the scenes on this shit. They're like, Force Awakens was about Han. Last
Dies.
Jedi was going to be about Luke, and then
Dies.
Leia was going to be, Leia. Rise of Skywalker was going to be about Leia.
Can't let
And
her die because she actually died.
But they were gonna
no,
kill
she
her.
does die.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
going to kill her
I haven't
off.
seen that shit in so long.
They were
dog.
going to
It
kill
was
her
so
off
bad.
at the
So
end of
bad.
Rise of Skywalker. They
Yeah.
were they were committed to killing them off at the end of each one of them, and then their death meaning something and carrying on, sort of like a passing of the torch. But she died in real life, so
I've only seen the.
Yeah, they
I've
still
only
kinda
seen the
do
whole
it.
Rise of Skywalker beginning to end one time all the way
with
through.
me,
Yeah, tell me about it.
I had a great time watching that movie.
Dude,
Not a great movie.
he
I had
was-
fun.
I left that movie with Alan, and I had to look at him because every Star Wars movie that came out, like Alan and me would go see him together.
That's us.
You know what I mean? 'Cause he's not even into Star Wars, but he knows I am, and like that's the thing. Like we don't really have we're out of cinematic events.
Yeah.
Like if Marvel doesn't really snatch niggas back for this next arc they got going on, it's dead. Cinema's and not to say the super movies or the death of cinema or anything overly complicated. I don't watch enough films, but just there's not shit to look forward to that's gonna get a bunch of people.
Barbenheimer was good. And that was neither MCU or Star
Wars. No, for sure. But
I think
even the context of that is because we have nationalist problems and people are salivating and jerking off at the idea that we made this big movie. Yeah, I mean, so I'm not gonna get into why that wasn't a good point. I'm gonna let you sit.
Sorry.
On no, you didn't do anything wrong. I did forget what I was gonna say. Though.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
You looked at Alan when you left the scene,
and I was like, Alan. He was like, yeah. I was like, that was bad, wasn't it? He was like, absolutely. He's
so bad.
And it's easy for him to say it because he's not a Star Wars guy. So he's objectively oh no, dude, this sucks. You know what I mean?
For 25 minutes on the way home after that movie, Creighton tried to convince me that it wasn't that bad. And for 25 minutes, I said, Creighton, this is one of those times I'm not going to have to watch it twice to really be able to double down and explain to you that this not only was not a good Star Wars movie, this was not only not a good movie, this was fundamentally a bad production of content, altogether. The only thing it had going for it was the lighting was sick. The lighting was amazing.
The lighting was good.
The lightning scene was incredible.
Where he shoots it up in the air. Sorry, I'm not stopping.
The other one, the other lightning scene,
where she deflects it onto him and kills him.
Chewie.
Oh, that no. If they stuck with Chewie's death, could you imagine?
No, that was the worst fake out, not only because it was a bad fake out, it was also the most abrupt nothing ending for a franchise character of all time. You're talking about Chewbacca, bro. Yeah. Everybody, more people know about Chewbacca than they do Star Wars, because of who he is.
That's very true, yeah.
The people that don't know about Star Wars know about Chewbacca.
That was worse than Han's death for me, low-key.
Oh, you didn't like Han's death?
Well, no,
you mean
impactfully when
the idea of the character dying.
I was like, yo,
you know why though?
They got my boy.
It's like the dog.
Yeah, it's when your dog dies.
Yeah, it's the dog dies. They have a whole website dedicated to letting people know. If you're gonna watch a movie with a dog in it, you can look it up on the dog if the dog dies.net or some shit. So that you know if the dog dies or not, so you can be ready for that emotional hit.
I feel like Marley and Me had something to do with that.
Probably.
Yeah. Among many other
and
movies.
Chewbacca has that bipedal effect.
Old Yeller did not start that website. Don't tell me that Old Yeller was the reason that website got
exactly.
made.
I agree.
Man,
In A Quiet Place Part 2, spoiler alert, the cat lives. If anybody wants to watch it, great movie.
Did the cat live?
The cat lives.
Huh.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, we went and saw it together.
And you don't remember the cat living.
I'm gonna be real. I haven't seen that movie since we went to see it, and that's been almost 5 years ago.
If anyone hasn't seen I Am Legend,
the one that came out last year,
totally go
Quiet
watch
Place
it.
Part 2.
Sorry, no, I'm sorry, the third one. Yeah, don't watch I Am Legend.
No, but the dog makes it. What are you talking about? What do you mean?
Day one is what I meant.
Day one.
Not part two.
I
There's
thought
not
you
a
said
cat in part two.
I was going to say, I don't remember a cat at all in that movie, but I mean, it's been so long, I could have forgotten a cat.
I really want to watch the Dora the Explorer live action movie.
I do too.
I
never
heard
saw it.
that it's hilarious.
Yeah, I've heard it's actually really fucking funny.
Yeah.
And I keep watching
There's
that
a
fucking
scene
clip
where Michael Pena goes who's she talking to?
Yeah, she's like Delicioso.
And then she looks at the camera. Did you say Deliciosa? And then it cuts back and Michael Pena, the dad's like,
it's like a fourth wall break.
Yeah, and it's so good because it's
they don't address it at all.
Because that's the only show that did that, right?
What?
I guess, yeah.
Go Diego, go, man.
Go Diego.
Okay, in the Dora universe.
Yeah, of course.
Are we really about to talk about the
Barney
Zora
never did that
universe?
shit. The Teletubbies never did that, right?
No, he has a good point.
The Teletubbies definitely.
Elmo
did.
did.
The Teletubbies didn't speak English. Don't tell me that they...
I thought the baby talked to you.
Elmo...
The baby didn't
was a
fucking talk
son.
to nobody.
The baby's a baby, first of all. The baby's also the
Bear in
son.
the Big Blue House.
sky
That's what I'm thinking
for
about.
2
Because he
seconds.
talks to the moon, and the moon talks back and all that shit. That's what I'm thinking about. Sorry. Rebel Moon, man.
No. Elmo talks to you. Most of the Sesame Street characters talk to you.
they're not like,
That's different,
where's
though.
Oscar the Grouch?
Yeah. Do you see
lost.
Oscar? Can you find
not
Oscar?
They're not dumb
They're not waiting
bitches.
for you to be responding through the fucking camera that they're
Point
looking
to Oscar the Grouch.
What if I told you guys Dora the Explorer was just propaganda for Internet Explorer this whole time?
I wouldn't believe
Is that true?
Yeah, no, it's not.
okay.
It's
Oh
not.
damn! You,
But it is a computer
way to
program.
stick to your gut.
Not even the same company. No.
It is a computer program though.
Mickey Mouse talks to you in Mickey Mouse's Clubhouse.
That's true.
Yeah.
You got us that time. That time you did get us.
The only reason I
Mouse
know that is
Clubhouse
because
free
like
door?
that's a secret tool we're gonna
No.
use for later. And they're like,
What if I told you guys that the Door of the Explorer was an analogy for Pandora's box and how the internet unveils evil to children?
I believe that. Yeah.
I don't believe that one's.
I'm buying that one.
That one sounds like it's rooted in fact.
I
That one's pissing a mason jar, but it did sound good. It did sound good.
I need more info before I hop on board that
I
train.
feel like you were going for the first one though.
I was for the first. The first one I could be sold on. That one I'm more
How
like.
could you be sold on the first one and not the second one?
Because the first one is like.
Calm down. It was decent. It was a C minus. Oh, it didn't land. Or C.
Watch your step, Charlie.
Shit shoot.
I stepped in poop before I got here today.
Because he had bad vibes.
As soon as
not
he
the
was
reason.
talking shit,
He was exactly he was talking shit about my joke that didn't land.
Universe. Talking back to you.
That's why I be trying to tell him, but he'll be listening.
No.
You have a mushroom shirt on and you don't think that's what happened. You dunce. You dunce. You metaphorical dunce hat wearer.
Fake fan.
Yeah.
All right, Cooper, you gotta explain to us or explain to Liam
How that song is GTA 5. And when you do it, project your voice.
Yeah.
And
It's,
you go check those pizzas because they smell delicious.
Okay. He only put one in.
Was that beep for the oven to be good or that it was over? Because that beep was 20 minutes ago.
Yeah,
That was
burning.
That was for the heat.
We got
Yeah.
4 minutes.
Okay.
Wow, you're about to get up and get a slice.
I sure was.
What's wrong with
No,
that?
What kind of pizza is it?
I don't know. Cooper picked it up.
It is supreme.
Okay.
Wait, you didn't do your thing. Oh wait, you're looking up stuff for it?
So what the song? Kill All Your Friends.
Yeah, how it's GTA 5.
Oh, it's about a guy that like he hasn't seen his friend in a long time because he faked his death,
Oh, damn.
and then he's like, "You motherfucker," and then he kills him. So it's kind of like Michael and Trevor.
Yeah.
How like Michael like got out from the bank heist that went wrong, and Trevor like his life was fucked after that because like he went to prison and like he.
I thought Trevor was just on the run the whole time.
No, I'm pretty sure he got caught for that, and Michael didn't.
Oh. I mean, I might be wrong. It's
Those
been a while.
parallels are crazy. That story's amazing.
Well, no, it's just
I've
that.
never played GTA 5.
Okay, well,
That's not true.
Yeah, I've never
that
played
can
no Rockstar games.
All right, well,
What?
That's very
Yeah,
true.
no, look, you see
I
why I'm upset
believe
at
that.
him constantly?
I believe
He's
that,
missing out
actually,
on legend.
because
This
my favorite
motherfucker-
game of all time is Red Dead 2.
Thank
And
you.
He tells
Thank
me
you.
all the time, he's like, eh. He's
Yes,
like, eh.
but then this
Hold on,
motherfucker
hold
will be
on,
like, "Last
hold
of
on.
Us."
No, you're
Last
not
of Us
telling
all
the
day
whole
long.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Before we go anywhere.
I have watched it all. I enjoy it. It's not the gameplays. The mechanics are not for me. I don't fuck with how the game plays.
Okay.
It's such an easy to play
I
game.
you like Last of Us. I don't know because Red Dead actually, especially Red Dead 2, actually has third-person gun combat. That's I don't think Last of Us is like clearing it enough mechanic-wise for you to say it's not for you. I do think Last of Us has better gameplay mechanics ultimately
is
because
better.
it's it's in a linear game, so it
Yeah.
has that box to be. But like Red Dead 2's gunplay is too good for you to just say it's not for
It's
you.
Yeah.
way better than GTA.
Yeah.
It's so
It's
good.
action.
It's so smooth. Like you can go from like one gun to like two guns to like using your
3 guns, 4 guns, blue gun, who gun,
Your horse is
I
part of
understand.
like you.
Dr.
You know?
Seuss gun.
I understand that. That's cool.
You can shoot the
When
KKK.
I've never played The Last of Us.
Okay.
I
yeah.
also
I
think that saying I've watched all of them is like for your equivalent, like you're a big movie guy. That's like saying like
That's a
I
good
read-
point.
I
I
read
know
the
exactly what
summary.
you're saying already.
Yeah,
And that's what I do.
Like,
Yeah,
That is
and that's
what
what
I
I
do.
do.
I'll
You
even
that
read
shit to us
synopsises
all
of
the
movies he
time.
doesn't wanna
Listen,
watch.
we're getting him.
Yeah,
You're fucking
fuck
him
that
up.
guy.
I'm not done.
Damn
Too
it.
late. You're right
I
there.
have no. That's not
We've
true.
made your decision. Go ahead. Sorry.
Thank
With your
you.
dumbass argument.
With video games, as opposed to like movies or TV, if you watch a movie or you watch a TV show that has a linear story,
Did you see Cooper lock in? Cooper like sat up.
I'm ready for you to shit all over Red Dead.
I'm not gonna shit on it at all. This is like opinionated in the how I take in my content.
Okay.
The Last of Us 2, for one level, has like an open world element where like you could get lost for a couple hours playing it. Aside from that level, it is a pretty linear story. you have an idea of point A to point B every hour or so, what you need to get accomplished. And the gameplay is good, the story's amazing, all that stuff's awesome. Something like Red Dead, in open world games I've played that I enjoyed, that have a good story, I will get so like locked in on a plot line and then not go do anything in the open world and start to suffer for it in the main story because I'm not ready to get that far because I haven't leveled up or whatever. Yeah. Borderlands 2 is a big one for that, where you almost have to go, like, 30% of what you do in the game has to be side quests. Otherwise, you will not be able to contend.
I'm used to just...
You will not be able to contend with the characters in the main story.
Yeah.
And that takes me all the way out sometimes of the story because you don't know which side quests are going to have equally impressive or gripping stories. Sometimes you go straight from, like, the main character you love just got killed, and now to go to the next fight that's 4 levels ahead of you, you gotta go, like, fucking fight 3 incest babies on a frozen lake in Borderlands. Like, they will have an unbelievable, fundamentally great main story, and
but
then hilarity, crazy, fun, silly, haha side quests that you have to go do, and it'll take you all the way out of the linear part of the story.
But that's Borderlands, though. Red Dead doesn't work like that. Like, you could play all the way through the main story of Red Dead and still have those side quests to go back to.
I understand.
And they work it into the story. Like, there's people that have gotten...
I've watched a lot.
Without spoilers, at the end of each Red Dead, you're a different character than what you started out as. But if you go back and do a side quest that became available early on, they'll be like, oh, you know, so-and-so, you're friends with so-and-so.
It'll get mentioned. They will mention it. Like, there will be a history with those characters.
It's a slightly different cutscene, but the gameplay and the overall point of that side quest is still the same.
Yeah, I understand. I think it's awesome. I think it's cool. I do not dig on it at all. I don't think that it's bad. It's just not for me.
Then why won't you give it a chance?
I have. I don't.
You gave Borderlands a chance. You didn't give.
Did you hear me say I have? I played it. I just don't fuck with it.
A chance. You didn't give Red Dead a chance.
I feel like you're not hearing me. I feel like you're really just not. You don't.
I'm listening to you. I'm just saying. Like, how do you know it's not for you until you try it?
Because I have. Do you hear me saying it?
When did you play Red Dead?
I've played Red Dead like 4 times. It's just not for me.
What?
I don't fuck with it.
What do you have it on?
I played it on PS4 when I had my PS4 like up and running. I've played it on my friend's Xbox. I played it on PC when I was out in LA on my buddy Alberto's PC. I just don't fuck with it. It's just not me. It's just not for me.
What about GTA?
GTA, I could get like the online, the multiplayer version of it. I could like hop onto. It would seem kind of fun, but really also just mechanically not for me. I just don't fuck with the interface. Yeah, I've tried them all, dude. I don't not like them with no like interaction with it.
So GTA 6, one of the greatest historical moments in the entire history of gaming.
That hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, for real.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Dig out your mouth.
Literally, when that trailer came out, I looked at Charlie. I was like, I gotta go buy a new Xbox, like the next generation.
He literally was like, "Oh, I'm so excited!" And then now it's been like 2 years since the initial launch trailer.
Man, you want to talk about fucking years since a launch trailer? How about years since a teaser? Elder Scrolls 6 still doesn't have a trailer.
Damn.
Yeah. I'm talking about
that teaser was 8 years ago.
Don't remind me.
Yeah.
And then he released something like Fallout 76 in between.
Some bullshit. You said he like there's one nigga in charge.
No, I'm talking about what's his name, Todd
Howard.
Yeah, Todd Howard. Yeah, that's why I said he, because Todd Howard was just like, Fallout 76 is gonna be the new shit. Fuck Elder Scrolls. Like, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be like you're living in an actual wasteland. And then like everybody's like, oh, I don't know if I want to live in an actual wasteland where it's like 16 people on a big ass map and we all have to scavenge to survive. And if you got poor connection, you're glitching out and shit. Anyways, I talk shit all day about 76.
Did you play it?
Yes.
You fucking dude. I knew that shit was gonna be ass.
Fallout's another one of those. I think Fallout would be fun if it had like a co-op. I think I'd have a lot
That's
of fun.
what they thought.
I would have a lot of fun with Fallout.
Skyrim, same thing.
Skyrim.
Drop in, drop out co-op. Dying Light 2 is one of the best games of like the last 5 years, in my personal opinion. And even if you don't like it, Dying Light 2 is a first-person parkour, zombie, fucking slight RPG mechanics, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got combat skills and shit like that. It has like, if Skyrim's combat is a fucking 5 out of 10, because it is, Dying Light's combat is a 5.75. But it is still significantly better
because you can do it with your homies. Like,
and the part, exactly. Fuck all the extra shit I was gonna say because you can do it with your homies.
Yeah.
And it's drop in, drop out. Does it make sense? No.
The most fun Sorry, go ahead.
Yo, you're good. Literally, we all drop in as the same protagonist, so it's like there's not even any sense to it.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
fine
they're
though.
not,
I'm good with
it's
that.
not supposed to. It's like Halo. Like,
yeah.
like,
Well, Halo 2 had.
Well, Halo 2 and 3, Halo 3 is cool because, like, most
It's
of the time the
Arbiter.
Arbiter and the Chief are in the same
Mission.
atmosphere every time, so, like, it makes sense. But, like, Halo 2, Halo 1, you're just two Master Chiefs walking around, like, it's like, whatever. Fuck
and then you can make an argument for Reach and be like, hi, it was Team 7.
Yeah,
It's
it's like
bitch.
whatever. It's cool, but it's not exactly the same. I used to always try and recreate the characters in the armor you could unlock on Reach, but you could never unlock every piece of one person's armor. You could unlock all but one piece. So, like, George, you could, like, unlock all of the pieces except, like, his legs. You couldn't get the big giant leg. I know this too well.
Yeah,
you couldn't get the big shin guards. And other than that, you could be the same colors, same armor. Everything is George, just a little tiny, like,
tiny legs.
Photoshop, like, zoomed down, or a shrunk down version. Like, they just grabbed the corner and, like, shrunk you. It's like a teeny tiny George.
Pretty good,
and it's funny because the continuity stays scene to scene. So, like, there's scenes where you're standing next to George and you're like his little mini-me. You're just like a little tiny George next to him in the scene. But, the most fun I've ever had playing a story for any game, period. Like, not the best game I've ever played, not my favorite, but the most fun I've ever had was playing Borderlands 2 with my brother, because you're playing the entire campaign as 2 of 4 potential, now 6 potential different characters, and you can, like, switch their combos, you can, like, go and replay it as a different character, and the whole story is not only hilarious. Bro, Ted, you're not serious, right?
Is that the cat in the pizza?
Not the pizza yet, but the whole...
Oh no, he's messing on the bell.
Oh, okay. Good. I was gonna fuck with it. He was near the pizza.
Yeah, no, but that is the thing though. We should probably make sure.
I will in a moment.
So
I'm gonna finish my
I
statement.
need to beat him to the pizza.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's a challenge every time. Fucking, I had cookies up there, and they went and took that.
You keep telling that story. I'm not taking any chances.
Okay. While that great game is amazing and hilarious and fun, if you're gonna play it, you have to play all 4 of its DLCs, because it's basically one giant lead up to the final DLC, which is the greatest crescendo of the entire story. Unbelievable.
The Dungeons and Dragons shit?
Yeah, the Dungeons and Tiny Tina's Dragon's Keep is the greatest DLC to any video game I've ever played. It's unbelievable.
That's how I feel about Undead Nightmare for Red Dead. I mean, like, it doesn't go anywhere, but, like, it's a fun, like, what if story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
fair.
so cool.
That's
You ever played Undead Nightmare?
No.
You never played Undead Nightmare?
No.
So,
You asked me the same question twice.
no, I know.
Okay.
Sorry.
Had to make
But
sure that they heard
it's
you.
like, it's zombies, but it's in the Red Dead world. And it's nuts. Like, I never thought I would really like the Western, like a Western Walking Dead type vibe going on. But, like, honestly, it'd be kind of sick to see a zombie movie take place in the 1800s. And that's kind of what you get with that. And it's great.
That'd be
It's really
so
fun.
wild if, like, that's where technology stopped, was, like, water wheels and, like, revolvers.
And then the zombie apocalypse happens.
Yeah, like, we never got automatic weapons. We never got, like...
Well, it makes you really think.
Like,
It changes
bulletproof
the whole
plating
dynamic.
or anything.
Yeah.
Like, you never got...
There's Native Americans out there, like, addle-addling zombies.
There's, like,
Yeah.
barely
That'd be sick.
electricity.
Yeah. No, like, that's what I'm saying. It changes the whole dynamic because, like, you go from, like, machine guns where you're trying to conserve ammo and taking out, 20 zombies at a time easily to, like, you have a revolver and, like, fucking, like,
Fucking
and, like,
It
your
takes
best
2
weapon,
minutes to
you still have a
reload.
shotgun, but, like, it's,
Yeah, but it takes forever to reload. Like, any of those
the
guns.
shotgun. Oh, yeah.
Like, a revolver.
The best
or a
weapon
shotgun.
in that game is, like, you get a torch at some point, and, like, you can just beat, like, zombies
They
with
catch
a
on
torch.
fire.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
it's
kind
sick.
of funny.
Yeah, and, like, you can, like, you have to go up and, like, hit the trigger button, and it'll, like, do, like, a, like, assassination, like, in Reach, but, like, you just stab them through the head with the, end of the torch.
Gotcha.
It's sick.
You stab? This only for zombies?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, ain't no way. I'm just shoving a torch through a regular dude's head, like, just casually.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
know.
you could. I mean, like, they say our head's the consistency of a watermelon.
Damn.
Yeah, like, so, like, that puts in perspective, because you can fucking drop a watermelon, that shit cracks right open.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
I've thought about that every day since I found that out, or
Yeah, that's
since
like
I've heard that. I was like,
That's
oh.
worse than the baby carrot in your finger thing.
What's the baby carrot in your finger?
Well, like the same force it takes to bite a carrot
it's like-
is what it takes to bite your finger
Like
off.
you could bite through.
You
your
could easily
finger.
bite someone's
Yeah.
finger off,
No.
like not even
Easily,
sort of
yeah.
difficultly. Like
Yeah.
the bones in your fingers are so.
Oh my
like,
god,
they're
that's
not
all I'm
dense.
going to be able to think
No,
about.
that's the thing, and like,
Yeah.
and you can't do it. You can think that, put your finger in your mouth, and swear to God you're about to chomp as hard as you can, and it'll stop
Like,
you.
yeah.
every
Your
time.
brain
You
will
can't
stop
do
it.
Like,
It's
I
kind of
love
like,
that. I love that.
it's kind of like you're not like you're supposed to not be able to piss your pants like on purpose.
Yeah.
You know,
I could do it right now.
I don't believe you.
You gotta stop
But like
drinking.
that's something.
No,
that,
it don't have nothing
that's
to do with
something
drinking.
that I've heard is like
I'm just like a
you
camel.
Can't. It's like mind over matter
Yeah.
to like piss your pants on purpose. Like you can do it, but it's like
Yeah, it's fair, because anytime I've ever actually goddamn had a little mini accident, I was this close to the bathroom. Like, it's always, like, it's the moment that, like, being able to use the bathroom is kind of an option, and my brain kind of goes into, like, you know, the toilet's
Yeah.
right there mode.
Yeah.
But, like, it doesn't matter how much my bladder's screaming. If I'm driving on the way
Yeah.
home somewhere, if I'm in line,
You're like,
it won't
I got
happen.
you.
Yeah, it's not like
Yeah.
something that you don't have control over.
until you see the toilet. and you're
Yeah,
like,
once I have like,
"Motherfucker."
the realistic option
Yeah.
to let it go,
Yeah.
it lets itself go. But up until then, it's like a mental damn.
I've had that with like vomiting too. It's
Yeah,
like
that's valid.
Yeah.
it's like it doesn't like I'm like running down like a hallway to like get to
That's
the
good
bathroom,
self-control.
and then like it doesn't happen until
That
I
fucking
like
threshold
open the
in bathroom.
door, and
Yup.
I'm like, man, what? Yeah.
You guys
So-
have control. I'm just over here like shitting myself.
So what
Yeah.
that, what that tells me is like as you get older, you just lose that.
Yeah,
That's what I hear.
That's true.
So would you? did
Something
you
to look
guys-
forward to, am I right, boys?
Can't trust those
yeah.
farts.
Those are scary. There are moments where I'm like,
Oh, like a
bro,
fart?
this is the most risky fart I'm ever
riskiest
gonna
fart
let
I've
loose.
ever
Especially like if you're like hanging out with people and like it's a great conversation. There are moments where I'm just like, whoo.
Nah, dude, the worst for me is, man, like, it's like I know my farts stink.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
then it's like, I'll tell you what, this is actually funny. I'd rather somebody be like, did somebody fart? So I can like start giggling and be like, hey, my bad. But it's when I fart, I know it stinks and nobody says anything.
You're like, these motherfuckers are afraid to ask.
I'm like, because I just know everybody's nose is fucked up right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because my nose is fucked up right now.
It's bad when you fart your own fart and smell it and it like makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah, like I'm
That's
like,
like scary.
Yeah, like when this hits, like they're not gonna fuck with me no more.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, and like it just smells that bad. Like
Yeah.
this is
How did this come from like me? How
yeah,
did I do
man.
this?
It smells like fucking death.
It's crazy what we're capable of. There's a reason like all like human waste, not just like shit, but like in surgeries, like napkins that have any bodily fluid or any like thing from the human body, it's all like what's that word? Toxic material.
Yeah, hell
Like
yeah.
they have like special trash cans for it at hospitals and
Hazardous.
shit. Hazardous, that's the one.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's like extra dangerous. Wow, just bring the whole half of the pizza.
Well, no. What I was thinking is like this would be safer than leaving him there for Ted to get to eventually.
Okay.
Did you guys watch the Super Bowl?
I did.
I did not.
I won some money on it.
How much did you win? If you want to tell us.
I did well.
Nice.
Good.
Yeah.
You
I had a Super Bowl square.
You felt like the Eagles were gonna win?
Did you bet on what color the Gatorade was?
No, I didn't do any of that shit. I don't like sports betting. The only sports betting I'll do is boards, which is where there's like a 10x10 grid with 100 spots on it, or sometimes 25 spots on it, and you buy a
I was
square.
25 spots in a 10x10.
So each square will get 2 numbers on each side instead of 1. So each square can represent 4 different number combinations instead of 1.
This is Chinese, kid.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I just finished the story. My bad.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. So like,
He tried explaining it to me too, and I was like, my eyes glazed
Yeah,
over.
this one of those things. It's like I know if I like had him explain it to me.
Yeah.
it'll make a lot
But
of
the
sense.
fact that
I need
in
to
one,
see it.
Yeah, the fact in one sentence I didn't care. I was like, nah, buddy, that's a Chris thing.
Yeah. So the way it works is you have a square, you have a spot that you pick. They don't draw the numbers until after all the spots are full, so you're pulling it total random. And then when they draw the numbers, you might get good ones, you might get bad ones. There's obviously numbers you want more, like 0s, 1s, 3s, and 7s are like all great in football. Especially if you get paid off, if you have potential to get paid off every quarter, because 7 or 3 is always going to be like one of the first two numbers that pays off, and if the quarter ends with that, that's a good number to have. I had good numbers, and only bad numbers hit the whole game. It was crazy. The final numbers were 2 and 0. 0 is a good one, but 2 is like never happens. And it only happened because there was less than 2 minutes left, and Kansas City threw a Hail Mary touchdown and hit it, and went for 2 instead of went for 1, and I needed the 2. And they got it, and then the game ended. And it was like magic. It was like, this is never, they're never going to go for it unless it's a ridiculous scenario like this. And then they still have to make it. They still have to get the 2 extra points. Mm-hmm. They have to like go through with the play, and Philly has to not give a fuck because the game's over anyway. Like, it was one of those moments where it was just like, this had to happen the way it happened for me to even have a chance. But I like doing that because there's no skill involved. I'm not a sports person. Mm-hmm. I watch football because it's on at poker games, and like people talk about it, and I have friends who like it. So I'm in the world and I see it, but I don't care at all. Yeah. But Super Bowl boards are a fun way to get like sick odds on your money. Hell yeah! So like I had two squares on this board and 2 squares on another board. All in, I was like invested for like $340, and I more than 4 times my money on that one square. So
God damn,
yeah, it was sick. Like on 4 squares, I was able to get 4 times my investment on 1 hit, and it was like the luckiest hit ever. To put in perspective, the first 2 quarters of the game paid off to the same person. That motherfucker got extra lucky, which it was less money, but like they got paid 2 times in a row. Mm-hmm. And there's games where it's like there was a Super Bowl where it was like 7-3, and it was like 7-3 in the first quarter and went out 7-3. So somebody hit the Super Bowl board for all of the money. Like they never didn't win. They won the all 4 quarters. Like just killed it. Like just mopped up.
Mm-hmm. I love seeing like incredible plays and games.
No, none of that shit works.
No?
Yeah, I don't follow any of that.
Like, the only reason I really know is because we did commentary for Learn TV for a while, or I did, and, like, I had to learn because, like, it was what I was being paid for, but, I mean, that's when I really...
You had to learn how to sports gamble?
No, I had to learn how the game was played.
Oh, yes, I know how the fuck to play football. What the fuck?
No, that's what I was saying. I was saying I like seeing...
That's not what the fuck I was saying.
I like seeing amazing plays happen.
So,
that's what I was saying.
So, in a Super Bowl board... You know how there's a grid, like if you have like a multiplication grid when we were in school, like 1 and 1, 2 and 2, and they'll have like the grid showing all the combinations of multiplication. Mm-hmm. So in the Super Bowl board, they draw random, like you get 10 cards and you just draw 1, 5, 8 in the line to randomize the numbers, and then whatever the second number in the score is your number on the board. So if I had like a square that had a 2 and a square that had a 0, I need the score to end in 2. So like 12, 22, 32, 42, and the other one has to end in 0, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, whatever. If the quarter ends on that score, you get paid off. That's how you make the money on the board. And that's how I got paid off. Yeah, it's very fun and very no thinking. That's my thing. I hate these motherfuckers that are like, yeah, dude, the line's minus 8.5. And fucking the over-under's 49. I'm like, whoa. Like, they'll be like, dude, I got the game at fucking minus 12.5. Isn't that crazy? And I'm like, bro, that's so crazy. I have no idea what it means. I have no idea what it means. Like, that shit, I'm fucking... It goes right over... Yeah, that's too much. It goes right over my head.
But if you were at a poker game, you would know everything. Like you know,
I act like I know everything.
Like different worlds of betting, though. Like
yes, exactly.
It's completely different like nomenclature and different like terminology.
Yeah, I could talk with the best of poker like professionals about like the beginning action before you get your cards all the way through. Like I'm not even gonna try and bore you guys with all the terminology, but yes, I could.
I mean, you already bored us with Super Bowl boards, baby. You might as well.
Listen, you kept going too. I was like, you were like, oh, that's all right, and then he was just like 10 minutes of like talking about the chart. Sorry.
Just like that, like I like that gambling isn't gambling, right? There's like sports betting, and then there's like card betting.
There's different like levels to the gambling.
Yeah,
like what you're.
Like, you can't talk to a gambler about gambling. You have to talk to someone that bets in cards or something like that, because if they're betting horses, you're like, the fuck am I like if they're talking about horses, you don't know what the rounds are. The
Yeah, like
quarters, or
there's
the,
like
you know,
levels to it.
yeah.
Like poker players are going to be able to talk to you best about poker.
Yeah.
Sports bettors, because I mean there are people that are sports bettors for a living. Like that's all they do is bet sports.
Oh yeah.
And like those motherfuckers, they can tell you. They're dudes who can tell you on average what a team's going to score throughout the year, like what their total score will end up being. Like that's something you can bet on. Like it's crazy. Like there's crazy shit you can bet on. And again, with horse racing, like some people just know the sport in and out.
Right.
And there's some people that know the sports in and out and don't gamble at all and don't give a fuck. They're in it for the love of the fucking game. And like, and you know those people
because they have money burning a hole in their pocket.
exactly.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan used to like he didn't gamble, but his friends all wanted to gamble, so they would ask him like, "Who's going to win this week?"
He gambled on pool games that he used to play though.
That's true, but he's the playing.
But
it.
that's like
he's playing the
that's
game.
not gambling.
Yeah, not like betting on like Aleem and
Yeah.
Creighton are going to play. I bet Aleem's going to win by 2
He's
balls.
betting on
or
himself.
You
Yeah,
damn
yeah.
straight I am.
Yeah,
First
like,
of all,
that's what you would
that
bet.
would never happen.
Yeah.
Of course.
Second of all.
Sure.
What kind of an analogy?
Yeah. But fucking.
I don't got shit to do with this beef, and I was,
No,
getting,
you're good.
I was getting the beer. I don't want to look like I had it going on or under control.
I guess
I'm stealing this last slice of pizza.
Do it.
I have no idea I'm eating it.
No, I guess you're right. Yeah, he's betting on himself. He's not betting on other people. I guess,
But he would have friends. He would have friends that wanted to bet on fights, and he like had inside knowledge of like, dude, no one in America knows this guy from South America's
Right.
coming up with no record on the internet,
Correct,
and
yeah.
going to absolutely wipe this
Yeah.
guy out. Bet the fucking house on him.
Yeah.
And then Joe Rogan was making all his buddies like stupid money, getting like 10-1 odds on like fucking nobodies from Asia coming in and just eating
yeah,
white
just like
people
wiping
alive.
the floor with someone. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll ever make a Dead Space 4.
I hate you. That was hilarious.
Have you ever played Dead Space?
No, hold on. There's context to this.
Please.
Last podcast, anytime there was more than a second and a half of silence, Alim was like, I really like Dead Space, just to fill in the dead space of the moment. And so Dead Space 4 is a continuation of
All right.
the
All right.
last podcast where
Yeah, so
he went
I
out to
made it-
piss, and when he came back, I said, everyone, when he opens the door, be quiet and see if he does a Dead Space 3 reference. Actually, what I said was I was going to make a Dead Space 3 reference, and then he made it before I could. I was
He
really
literally
mad.
beat you to the punch.
Without knowing what the punch was.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lie.
What'd you guys think of? Or
What?
you saw it? I don't know if you saw it.
What were you going to say?
Sorry.
I'm just gonna finish this sentence and say, what did you think of Dead Space 3?
I never played any of them. It's just for the sake of the joke.
They're good.
I've heard they're really fucking good, though.
Like,
How scary are they?
for their time, they were like
For their
actually.
time.
For like 360, like PS3, like they
Yeah,
were
for sure.
good. Like,
That's did you ever play
like,
Fear?
like looking back on it, they hold up. Also, absolutely, yes, I played Fear.
Okay,
Yeah.
so-
Similar, like it holds up as a horror
Fear?
game. Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold you. I was like 13. You know, we were all teenagers when
Yeah,
that shit dropped.
yeah.
Dog, first level, I quit. I kicked a paint can.
Yeah, bro. That,
Shit, fucking echo down the hallway. Little bitch giggled in my ear. I turned that shit the fuck off, bro. I turned that shit I feel like I want to go back and play it because I feel like it was a really great game. Because just like the level of
kinda
immersion
like,
you had, I kicked a paint can. It's
kinda like
SCP.
SCP. it was kind of like a SCP concept. If you know about the SCP Foundation,
They're kind of like creepypasta kind of vibe.
it's like cryptids. Yeah,
Yeah, there we go. Like
it's
internet creepies type shit.
Yeah.
Badass,
But, yeah.
badass.
What did you guys think of the
did.
halftime show?
Oh. So I haven't watched it.
You haven't watched it?
It was Kendrick, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought
It was
fantastic.
just Kendrick. Like I think the
And
last-
SZA.
There were other
oh,
people.
was his on there too?
Yeah.
There was a woman singing.
There are other people.
I saw like the
I know
last
he
half.
played,
Of it.
like,
I didn't watch anything but like him
bad.
come out
Money
with the
Trish.
Monte Carlo,
Uh-huh.
and then like do the walking around with like the people. But apparently there was
Monte
a,
Carlo.
yeah,
Pull up in the Dale Earnhardt whip.
yeah. No, he's like drove it up. I guess he drove it up on stage. He's dancing on it. So
It's not real.
What do you mean it's not
It's
real?
not a real car.
Monte Carlo,
The vehicle on stage wasn't real. No.
dude, that looked like a real car.
Did it? You obviously didn't watch it. 70 people come out of it. it's on a giant
Do they?
stage.
Oh, never mind.
You idiot.
Listen, I didn't see the car get there. I saw him dancing around the car, and it looked pretty fucking real.
Did you see the 90 people dancing around the car?
Listen,
They all came out of
I
the car.
thought that you were like.
The trunk pops open and it like clowns in a circus. 70 dudes come out of it. It's
See,
amazing.
that's great. Apparently Samuel Jackson was Uncle Sam.
He was.
I
It
saw
was
that
phenomenal.
part. That was good.
I like the apparently, like, that's confirmed.
Well, no.
No, we know for sure.
Well,
Like,
so
you gotta say
like, I
apparently.
didn't know he was Uncle Sam till Kate was like, "Oh, he's Uncle Sam," and I was like, "Oh."
You just
like
thought
it went
you-
over.
you saw
I just thought he
black
was
dude-
there, like
Black
narrating.
America Samuel L. Jackson. Like, what do you-
No, that shit was
Oh,
funny
I
though.
thought Samuel L. Jackson was from England. This is crazy.
That shit was funny though when he started singing "Not Like Us" and like looked right at the camera and was like, "Hey, Trey."
That show was legendary. He broke the fourth wall. He the proverbial
Like he
fourth
says
wall.
it and then he smirks because he knows right like.
Yeah. He's like, you're watching this shit. And that bitch with Deadpool.
And he had like the
Yeah.
A, like he had the A on his chest. Like,
Yeah,
A
minor.
minor. Oh man,
It's unbelievable. It was so
God, that might be like the first time I've ever seen somebody go to the Super Bowl and just like diss somebody for like.
It was the end of his revenge tour. I mean, or like
you
his
imagine?
hate tour. But it was pretty sick. I mean, the whole thing. If you need to watch the entire thing beginning to end, it is a cinematic moment.
Yeah,
It was to me.
It's not just about Drake.
Yeah.
No, I know,
Yeah.
but it's
it's
like
a
it's the
contemporary-
icing on the cake. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
It's a
Like,
contemporary narrative on the black interpretation of the American experience.
I thought you
Yes.
said you hadn't watched it. You're over here lecturing me about what it's about.
So,
and I saw.
Oh, you're about to get it, bro. I can't wait for Ali to get you.
no, like that.
He's about to.
I'm on the internet, right? So,
He sees the. You didn't know the fucking 70 people walked out of the car. So
I didn't know
you
that.
saw
I
much more
just
than he
said
did.
I saw the last half, and he's over here like I didn't see any of it, and you're like I saw it while I was dealing, so you didn't really see
No, I
shit.
didn't. No, I didn't. I watched the entire thing.
Oh, you did? Okay, well, never mind.
I never said
What
once.
what were you saying?
I never
You
said
get-
once that I was
you're getting
dealing
caught
with
up in the
anything.
minutia.
You're just
Cooper,
making shit up
you just be
now.
lying.
Yeah, you're just straight up lying.
Don't put it on me. Why'd you say my name?
I was gonna say I don't know how much of it Cooper saw. He didn't say anything.
Oh man. Anyways, though, no, just the internet. So like the internet, like I've seen plenty of clips of it. So the thing is, like, how long is the performance?
Like 12 and some change minutes.
Okay, so it's like 12 or
I
something.
thought it was like 15.
No.
Okay, so boom. So through internet clips, I've probably seen from chopped up edits and stuff 4 minutes of the performance. I'm a Kendrick Lamar fan and have been like for a long time, so I'm already aware of like his angles. Like I know how he's gonna go about stuff. I kind of, if I know the people talk about what songs were performed and stuff like that. So like that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? You see like 2.5 TikToks. You've seen half of the performance. And then I know the artist. So that's why I'm speaking on it. But, excuse me, I'm emphasizing I didn't watch it because, like, I wasn't part of, like, the zeitgeist moment of watching it when it happened. I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I haven't watched the Super Bowl in probably, like, 4 or 5 years, honestly. If not longer.
If it wasn't for like poker games, I wouldn't watch them either. Like,
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's not for me. Like, watching sports isn't my thing.
For me to be like heavily invested in the game itself, the Steelers have to be in it now.
That's
like
valid.
that's like my thing. I'm just a diehard whole life family Steeler fan.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was in it that was really invested other than Kendrick.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. So for me, I actually wanted Mahomes to win just because it would have been cool that. So, the Chiefs made history just getting to a third Super Bowl in a row. No team in history has ever even had the chance for a three-peat. People have back-to-back before, but they don't make it to the Super Bowl the third year. Yeah. So it's just so it's cool on both sides though because it's like it would have been the
It's
first.
just like for history period,
Yeah,
like
just
for
like-
the league,
yeah,
like,
for
at
it
all.
happened.
For the sport,
For the sport,
At
for
all,
the energy,
yeah.
for the story. Because
Yeah.
I think half the shit's a rigged narrative anyway. Like, to be honest with you,
No.
I'm
Hey.
actually a little skeptical of how much the NFL rigged shit, or if Jalen Hurts is so fucking good that he said fuck the narrative.
This
He's
is
like,
some WWE shit.
yeah, like
That's what I was
he
gonna
healed
say.
hard. He's like, if you want Pretty Boy to win, he gonna have to come fuck me up, and he did not fuck that boy up.
That listen, you say that the whole time I was watching Kendrick's performance and then hearing about what was going on in the game afterwards. I was like, man, this really reminds me of like an episode of Raw. Like, you know,
yeah. No, it's all entertainment.
like I was
KC
expecting.
was never even in contention. It was like the second play of the game, the refs. Everyone on Twitter blew up. I was on there live. I was on a break. Mm-hmm. And like the second play of the game, everyone on Twitter was like, wow, refs fucking helping KC. This is crazy. And 20 minutes later, it's like no turning back. Philly was just
beating the shit out of them.
Fucking curb stomping them, bro.
0-24?
34. They were 0-34.
God, fuck.
It was 0-34 before Kansas City scored. And then the game goes out 22-40.
Yeah.
To be fair,
incredible
They
last
started
quarter.
to burn up, but really, honestly,
Well, too late.
it was 3 Hail Mary touchdowns in a row, like
Yeah.
ridiculous touchdowns.
It's like you should have started with that shit.
So that's
That
some
anyway.
WWE
It was
shit
an
right there.
insane last quarter.
Listen,
The last quarter was insane.
it's just like when The Rock fought John Cena the second time. Like,
It's just like that.
it
It's
is.
just like it.
Everybody
In
does.
his defense, this is the second time they've Super Bowled against each other.
Exactly.
Sure, that's a good
Exactly.
point,
Yeah,
that's a
it
good
is.
point.
Yeah, he might be
Exactly.
cooking.
They
Might be
sold
cooking.
this whole legends versus legend thing, and then fucking like we're like we saw this shit last year, like you know. Vince did that shit 2 years in a row and still made like $1 billion each time. So, anyways, all that to say, an anticlimactic ending. That's some WWE shit right there.
Now,
Modern day WWE.
It was, but like I said, I feel like maybe, just maybe, it's not as rigged as we thought, because why would they not give that? You know what the fucking value of his jersey would be for a fucking triple Super Bowl?
I think what it
And
is.
it's not going to happen again. That's the other thing, bro. Like, the likelihood of us getting another team to back-to-back the Super Bowl and then get a third Super Bowl possibility, that's not going to happen again, bro. Not for a while.
I think what it is like.
You know somebody cooking in the league?
Either of these two teams. There's
Yeah.
not a lot of promise anywhere else. There's no quarterbacks.
God, listen.
The guy at the Bengals, I can never remember.
Burrow?
his
That's
name.
not
Burrow.
him.
That's him.
Joe
Joe Burrow.
I
He's-
get him and the boy that's from Clemson confused.
Uh,
The one with the long ass
yeah,
hair.
the long
Trevor Lawrence?
Not that they look alike,
Trevor-
just I
It's
know
Trevor
they're both
Lawrence,
really good.
Trevor Lawrence. Yeah,
Yeah, I
they're
get them
similar.
named.
But he's
looking.
not playing for Clemson anymore, is he?
No,
He's
he
like-
just means that's who.
No, I believe
he
he's
gets
in the
them mixed up. It's
Yeah.
like the Jake Gyllenhaal.
Ryan Gosling.
Gosling.
Yeah, I
Matt
get them
Damon
mixed
and
up
Mark
too.
Wahlberg.
Yeah. Well,
I'm getting them
okay,
mixed up,
I
yeah.
don't get those, but I see it now that you say.
As
I
a
get
guy
it.
that's not a film guy, for
Yeah.
me, dude, like until I
Oh,
was
sorry.
14, those were the same white.
Yeah,
guys.
they're both Boston. They're both
Okay.
Boston guys with like nice hair. Like,
Yeah.
I
And
get
they
it.
got that strong pudgy face.
Yeah, they do.
They got like real
Strong
like.
pudgy.
Nah, look at them. Their face.
They
look
do.
a little
you're
No,
right.
no. It's
Yeah.
just, I've never had anybody say it like
Nah,
that,
he's
but
spitting,
God,
he's
he's
spitting.
right.
They look a little, you know.
They do. I never did it, but I see totally like no digs. Like I
I
get
appreciate
it.
Yeah, no, it's,
I-
it's fucking me up for a long time. Like I
That's
mean,
Ryan
like,
Gosling and Jake Gyllenhaal. My
As a-
whole life, I've been like getting those two mixed up just because of fucking like their early careers when they were younger.
aura.
They looked.
They got
really
similar auras and shit
Yeah.
too. Yeah, I
I
mean
mean, they're both incredible actors.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
I don't know how true this is.
So why
But,
say it?
well, no. I'm
Nah,
I'm about to
absolutely.
ask. I'm asking a
I
question.
just want to talk. I just
So
wanna
he
talk.
said I
So-
watched the fucking
Well, no,
halftime show
he just
while I was at
fact-checked
work.
you.
Well, no, listen. I was
Before the fact.
Yeah.
Listen, I was listening to Charlamagne talk about all the shit between like Drake.
Don't look at
and-
me when you
No,
say
no, 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 no.
No, why are you looking at me when
Because
you're talking about
you have a hip hop knowledge, and you just said you follow Kendrick Lamar.
I have a hip hop knowledge.
Yeah, you literally
Just because
are
I'm
artist.
urban.
No, because you're a hip hop artist. The fuck? I'm trying to like, you know.
Mr. Mixed Man, I heard Charlamagne talk, and I want your opinion on it. You're the only man I know who may have something to say about this.
Nah, go ahead.
But no, like J. Cole started all this shit. And
J.
just
Cole?
Yeah, J. Cole. Sorry, not J. Cole.
Wow.
Cole started all this shit and bowed out.
Fourth
Wow.
beer. Ain't no way.
There's this new up-and-coming guy, Kendrick Lamar. Lamar.
That was such a like.
I hear this
like
dick
your
ain't
mom
free.
was such a like, J. Cool. Have
Oh,
you heard of J.
listen.
Cool?
My dad was asking me today about it. I was like, listen, I don't know. I mean, I know kind of. I heard.
You don't know? No shit?
Not really. I know a little bit,
Jaw.
but I don't know a lot. My dad was like, I don't understand what the big deal is. Like, you couldn't understand what he was saying. I was like,
Oh my
I was like, listen.
So good.
First of
So
all,
good.
you just don't listen to that kind of music, so that's what that is. Second of all, like it's a whole thing. Like we're on like tier 3 or 4 or whatever. Fuck,
Yeah,
we're
no.
on.
If it was an iceberg dog, we're down there.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
down there.
yeah. He was like, all right. Well, people say it was good, so you know. It's like,
But what was the question?
no, that J. Cole started this shit and just
Oh.
bowed out.
Man, so like low key. So the reason that's the thing is because the entire thing starts with Is it how I did that?
No, it's that, like, this is exactly what he wanted. He was like, I have no idea what this is about. Black friend, please help me.
But he knows.
And you're like,
But not
totally
because
about
he's
it.
black, but because he just is in that world.
Well, you didn't ask me or Cooper if we knew about this shit.
Yeah, listen. You guys don't listen to Kendrick.
I referenced this dick ain't
I
free
do
when
listen
he's
to
I
talking
Kendrick.
about it.
just recently started listening to him, and me and you have never even talked about the guy up until this podcast.
What I think is funny too is like for context, right? Like how funny, like how important media is, getting your name out there, your marketing team. Because it's funny, right? So for starters, you played GTA 5.
Yeah.
So you've heard Kendrick Lamar before.
Yeah, I
ADHD.
recognize his voice.
Yeah,
I just didn't know who he is.
ADHD is a song on the radio. But even funnier is like I've been an enthusiast. Like I've been listening to his music longer than you guys have known me. So like you guys have known me since we were all 17.
Yeah.
So I moved down here. So the fact that like it's 2025 Super Bowl where you're like, oh, this Kendrick Lamar fellow. And I'm like a decade, but I think that's crazy because all the time people will name an artist who's this really important fucking person who I had no idea about. But I didn't know about Cher till I was like, Cher.
Sure.
Cher?
It looks like Cher. It's pronounced
Are
Cher.
you talking about Sonny and Cher?
No.
No, like the chick was
Cher.
infinitely hot. She's like 85 and I
Yeah,
fuck her.
Cher, the artist.
Yeah, that's Sonny and Cher.
Yeah, I didn't know who the fuck she was till I was like 22.
No, I know, but he's over here like, that's not Sonny and Cher.
I don't
That's
know. I
fucking
don't shit about
Sonny
no
and
Sonny.
Cher.
I know who Cher is.
Dumbass.
I don't know shit about
I don't know Sonny.
Literally, he's like,
No, I
you're
got
fucking
funnier.
stupid. And I'm like,
my
throw
ex-girlfriend's
my beer at
friend,
him.
my ex-girlfriend's friend one time, this is like, this is different, but her friends were talking about like, they were like Stevie Nicks. They were like, do you like Stevie Nicks? And she was like, yeah, I love that guy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, fake ass fucking
Yo.
thing. So it wasn't exactly like that, but it was it's a
Wild.
funny like
I
you don't
must-
know the music.
I must sent you that video of that dude they're interviewing on the streets of New York, and they're like, "What do you think about Taylor Swift?" He's like, "Oh, I love that guy. I saw him about a week ago at the
Shout
meat
to
store."
Taylor.
This last one was cut awful, and I don't want to have to dig my hand.
Just put your fingers all in it.
Yeah.
No, but
That's what she said.
I'll be back.
Fucking god.
He's gonna shut
Come back fast, because it sounded like you had a point, like you were getting somewhere.
Yeah, and we're just gonna sit here in silence till you're back and
Yeah.
talk about Dead Space 5.
Cooper, what
You're
are
a
you?
lame bitch.
Cooper,
Yes.
what are your thoughts on?
On Kendrick?
I guess, yeah. Do you listen to Kendrick?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, there's,
I know a handful of songs. I know This Dick Ain't Free, and that song is fucking hilarious. That song is fucking hilarious.
Man, it's an interlude too. That's like an interlude on an album. That's funny as fuck.
I believe that too.
damn, that's funny.
was
This dick
great.
ain't free.
That song is
I didn't
fucking
realize.
hilarious.
I didn't realize how many of Kendra's songs I listen to because I don't like.
Yeah.
I'd be putting
I
like
know that I've
autoplay
heard
on
them in
YouTube.
passing. Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, there's songs I know like well, like that I listen to all the time. That I was
Yeah.
just like, oh shit, that's Kendra. And I still, right now, saying that won't be able to tell you any of what they're called. Like I don't know any of the names of the songs.
My girlfriend
I just
is going to be thrilled with this conversation. It's all about the beef.
Oh, really?
Dude,
Ritz is all about?
oh, yeah, dude, she loves
shit.
it.
she loves all that shit. She
Yeah.
loves like any
Well,
public beef. She's
she
one
also,
of those like
like-
eats all the public
So
beefs up.
she like lets me know about beef from like 2002, like from like Britney Spears type shit. Like she's like, oh, like this person and that person, and like they wore this dress and everybody was mad, or like something.
Oh, is
you
that
know?
where that comes from in sitcoms?
I don't know. Like no, it's just like MTV beef or like just stuff for like.
She's into the lore. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
like
Yeah.
I respect.
as a story.
She
element
loves
to
it.
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
watching
And the
WWE
shit
for
that was
us.
happening-
And really, well, for you, I never watched it.
And
I love WWE.
It's
I was
shit
watching
that was
Dragon Ball.
happening when my girlfriend was like 2 or 3 years old, or not even born. It's like
She's caught
like,
up on
she
it as
was-
an adult.
Yeah, like she just knows the lore of
She's
like
done
these
her
like
research.
historical figures that
Yeah,
are
hell yeah.
that are like now 40, but they're like
So who was beefing with FDR?
You're so
FDR.
the fucking Japanese, bro. Like,
Probably
yeah,
Stalin.
yeah. Talking
Stalin
to
probably
Hitler.
said some sly
like, call him
shit when
Jack
they were all
like
sitting
that.
together. He's like, "Hey, watch me walk
Other things,
away."
too.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say what they call it.
Man,
You had a point though with the whole Kendrick
no,
thing.
boy, I'll just tell you how it happened. Honest, so for a long time, I'm gonna give you guys like a little 2-minute history because it's actually really cool because you guys don't really know about it, and I feel like this is one of the few moments my expertise matters.
Always rolling
He
the
rolls
sleeves up.
sleeves up, literally,
Autism
everybody.
activate.
Let's go.
Okay, so Kendrick Lamar and Drake have been sending subs at each other for a long time. J. Cole's kind of like the final catalyst, but I'll get to that. So, long time ago, before Kendrick got really big, Drake had him opening up for him on tour, right? So obviously, little throw him a bone or whatever. Kendrick is also on an interlude on Drake's Take Care album. Take Care is considered like one of Drake's best albums. It's borderline his classic, like it's like a Magnum opus.
Magnum.
Yeah, damn near, right? Like when people, like it's a very important album. That's the album that took it from like, okay, the Degrassi kids are gonna be here for a while.
Yeah.
Right? So
That's such a sick way of
No,
putting
but
it.
He's right though. He's right though.
It's just so awesome
He's right
to hear it
though.
worded
Because I
that
remember
way.
thinking the
It's like
same
the start
thing
of
when
his
Drake was
career,
like,
yeah.
when I first became aware that Drake was like making music, I was like, the guy from Degrassi.
The guy from Degrassi, right?
That's like me seeing Zendaya become a legitimate like acting phenom. It's like that's the girl from Shake It Up.
Shake
bro.
It
That's
Up,
great.
yeah.
And she actually has a handful of bangers. She actually
Yeah,
has
like
music,
music.
yeah.
a handful of
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
good pop
You're
songs.
right. You're
She's
right.
like the
they're
Donald
like
Glover.
good.
She's like
Not bad.
she's like
Yeah.
the girl Donald Glover.
Or
right now.
Selena
Like,
Gomez,
yeah, low-key,
when she,
yeah.
going from like Wizards of Waverly Place all the way to like where she's
And Selena Gomez can't fucking
Selena
sing.
Gomez, yeah. Nah,
But she can make a fucking pop record. I'll give it to the
She can
bitch.
act too, like high key. She's not a bad actress.
No,
so
she's
I'll
good.
tell you that.
She's not gonna win any Oscars, but like she can hang with some like legit people in acting.
She was crying about people being deported,
I know, that
and
was-
that senator
Yeah,
was
fuck
like,
her
"We'll
for
deport
that,
you
dude.
next."
Yeah,
And I was
It was wild.
Do you remember
That was I did see that.
like deport Selena?
Yes, I
and
did.
Selena came back was like, "Fuck you!" Like you know, and I have
That
citizenship or
dude
something.
tried to step into like a Chappelle character. He's like, "Shut up, bitch!" Like he was like straight up. It was brutal. I was like, "Bro, relax, bro. Let her cry."
Trump wins, and people can start thinking they can say all kinds of shit.
Bro.
That's wild.
But anyways,
Sorry, you're
you're good.
We're going to whole other beefs,
Yeah.
and you're not done with that.
We're dipping in and out of all kinds of culture beefs.
So
What's Ritz's thought on that one, Cooper?
On what, deporting?
Yeah, deport
God
her.
damn.
No, on deport her. Like the consider to be
Gomez?
shooting.
Hey, okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Deport Selena Gomez?
Yeah.
Jesus, here we go. Hold on. Okay, let's write this.
no, it's probably not a big deal.
I want to hear it
Focus
so
up.
bad.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
So
not
you're
about
you're
it being
really
a big deal.
telling us.
So with Kendrick Lamar's first step into like, I had been listening to Kendrick Lamar before he featured on Drake's album, right? But like I said, these conversations, it's really important because it kind of shows me that like, I'm not self-centered enough to think that like, everybody thinks what I think. But like, I don't think I be having niche shit. Like, I'm like, if I think some shit's cool, I assume most people think it's cool.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I got some unique, magic,
Right.
quality taste. I'm
Right.
like, everybody likes
Right.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
If something's
Everybody
like
doesn't-
appealing, then something's appealing.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, everybody's
Yeah.
gonna like this
Well,
shit.
I look at like how we were explaining to you, like the Dawn of Justice or the Batman v Superman movie. Like it's something that you haven't seen, but probably have read about.
Yeah.
But we're like telling you from our experience watching it,
Yeah.
what it was like. You know, what I mean? So
100%.
I look at like the inverse of that.
It's
where
exactly
you-
like that.
Yeah.
Exactly. With music artists. So Kendrick and Drake, goddamn, Drake gives him his first like spotlight moment, right? Like Kendrick's already been making a name for himself in the buzz, and that's kind of the middle ground because Drake has his reputation in hip hop as a culture vulture, which is like a really interesting dynamic because Drake is half black, but he's also half like Jewish Canadian white woman. His mom. And
He's got a
from,
lot
like,
of stuff going on.
yeah, he's from more affluent neighborhoods. But the thing is, like, for me personally, being a mixed person and being somebody that's from the north that lives down south, I think if he didn't have such obvious qualities of like, how do I put it? Like Drake's natural persona others himself. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't just take a
Like
little-
he doesn't like he comes off as something other than what he is.
Yeah, exactly. It comes off like you're not exactly comfortable like in this. I mean, I don't know the nigga personally. This is my
Yeah.
observation.
It's just like his optics.
I've never
Yeah,
met the guy.
yeah, you know what I mean. And I can understand that because sometimes like I could be in a room full of like black people, and obviously I'm gonna stand out as like the mixed one. Like it's gonna be evident I'm slightly other from the others. But something about somebody like Drake is a little bit more like he was clearly trying to feed into his black side for marketing.
That's very true.
But that doesn't-
Yes,
that
no,
wasn't
you're absolutely
his.
It
right.
wasn't resonating.
Virtue
And-
signaling.
and yeah, and it sucks because it's like the black diaspora isn't solely one thing.
Yeah.
So Drake being his more authentic self would have actually done much better for the optics.
And people
Yeah.
sniff that shit out.
I
Yeah.
apologize for cutting in.
Yeah.
You tell me what diaspora is.
It's one of those words I know very well, but to explain it, but it's basically like
Fuck you, crazy.
I don't want to use it like spectrum, like I don't think that's the right way, but like the diaspora of like if I was to describe the diaspora of Black
The scope
America,
of-
you know, you have like
Yeah.
Okay.
you got like the black geeks, you got like people that are like more like me and Quentin, then you got people that are a little bit more like street savvy and then you have like the weird in between because like I'm street savvy but not street presenting. So I think
Yeah,
diaspora is
that's
just
fair.
another way to
That's-
say
yeah.
like spectrum type
Before
shit.
you continue, at least he had a fucking definition in it, like, ready to go.
Listen, I know
Anyway.
what a word sounds like and how to use it. So
And
like I know I'm using it right, but like for me to like have to outright explain, I'm a little bit like shaky.
That was a
like,
good way to put it. Yeah.
That's-
thank you.
yeah.
You're good.
That's why I
I
sound.
apologize. Continue.
No, you're good. You're good. Like, I'm yapping right now.
I'm saying I
At any-
apologize.
No,
Continue
you're
to
not
stop us
yapping.
from
You're
going to
you're
something
telling
else.
us, like you're informing us because like I kind of know a little bit about it just from listening to like Brilliant Idiots and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, like I've got no clue. Like I think when the Euphoria and what's the one that he sang? Not Like Us.
Yeah.
Came out. I watched a video about people talking about it, but didn't really like I mean, you don't experience it, so it's like having somebody sum it up to you just doesn't hit the same way as like
100%.
somebody who experienced it. Like,
No, so all these different things, right? So you have Drake giving him his first little like spotlight moment, and it's not his first spotlight again. He has buzz building, but it's like Drake's a much bigger artist. So Drake having Kendrick open on tour and having him on a sophomore album that went on to be one of the most impactful albums of the last 2 decades of music, it's a big deal, right? However, Kendrick Lamar and Drake are from very different environments, and what I think a big point of contention is that like Drake. If you listen to Drake's music across the years, there's literally I can point it out to you in songs and everything. There's a point where he stops being this emotionally vulnerable man and starts leaning a bit into the more cliche aspects of hip hop. He starts talking about like getting people whacked off. That sounded crazy out loud. He starts talking about
Bumped
getting
off,
people, yeah, you know what I mean, killed.
He
and stuff.
fucks them.
Yeah, he starts bringing a little bit more of a
He
gangster.
jerks them off.
Bro,
He starts
It's like
bringing
Pulp Fiction. He
a bit.
he puts the gimp suit on and
He starts bringing this side to his music that wasn't there before, and it starts to question his authenticity as a person because it's like one of the things that appealed about him was like you're so unbelievably sappy and simp like that you're being honest. Like a lot of men were making fun of him, a lot of people call him soft. You guys even remember, dude, like in high school, the amount of Drake memes.
I remember that shit.
Yes.
Think about it. By the time we were in our early 20s,
People
they
were
were
putting his
gone.
haircut on different things.
Yeah, the fucking meme with him bowling
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the fucking
yeah.
shorts with the fucking boots,
Or the
and
box
long
ones.
what was
side.
that dance he was doing? It was like the one-legged, like,
Oh, but yeah,
like,
a bunch of shit.
like where
looks
people
weird.
do
He's
like
weird
this
guy.
with their knees and
Yeah.
shit, but it was like a one-legged, one arm,
and they would put that motherfucker like in everything. They would just have, and that was the thing. So if you look at it again, it's funny because like I'm a hip hop enthusiast, so I've been following this crazy.
Yeah.
But when you see the optics of it for people that that like hip hop, that like rap music, but they're not studying these guys, they're not like.
They're not in it like that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, to me, these guys are like senseis because I rap, because I enjoy hip-hop as a culture and a sport. But outside looking in, Drake did very well to change his optics. He changed the way that people viewed him, and he did it subtly through his music. Because if you're not somebody from the hood, somebody with a street background calling his shit into question, you're just like, damn, this shit sounds gangster. You hear it enough over time, you slowly start associating him with the music. He's also a fucking actor. So it's like, it's all of these things, whereas Kendrick really has cousins that have gotten killed for gangbanging. So you start to see what the contention is.
So it's
right?
like the real stuff meets like the imitation.
Meets the imitation of it. And then it's the obvious thing where it's like, if the father of his mother's child looked like her, he wouldn't have an entry point into any of this shit. Him being mixed, him being obviously black, his dad's from like fucking Tennessee, you know what I mean? He spent summers in Tennessee. So it's like he has these entry points into the culture. But the thing that sucks about it is outside of his marketing and trying to keep an image and the popularity of things, it's also kind of hard to accept that he does have a diverse upbringing. He does have a black American dad who he would see in the summers in the South, and he is from Jewish affluent neighborhoods. Instead of maximizing on the niche intersectionalism of his existence, he did everything he could to market himself better. And he did it damn well. The nigga is not touchable numbers-wise. There's nobody in his lane that's touching him numbers-wise. But if you talk about skill, you talk about impact, you talk about culture, he's not in those conversations in the same way. People from Atlanta will tell you, niggas in Atlanta listen to Future way more than they listen to Drake.
for sure.
And a lot of Drake's fan base...
I used to live around.
Yeah,
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, he's bigger down there, you know what I mean? Because it's it's the difference between like what's hot in your city, what's hot across the country, what's hot in the world.
Yeah.
Drake went for a global success. At a global level, the nigga in Korea doesn't care if he actually shot that guy or not. The music's really good. He has a cool voice.
Yes.
People back home.
People in America, you're absolutely right. He's a Canadian talking about like hood culture, and it's not translated. It's not like people just don't relate to what Drake is saying.
Exactly.
They know
that
it's
that
he
not
doesn't come
authentic.
from that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it sounds really good. It's hard as hell. He has incredible lyricism in it, bars.
Because it's produced by like some of the best producers.
Isn't that the other side of all this?
Because the record label just writes a blank check to some producer.
And
he has
a machine back.
And they're like, make us a Drake album. Like they have a guy for that. They just
isn't that the other side of this too, though? Like what he's saying, because he also inducts a lot of these up and coming artists into like his circle, so that way he can
feed off of them a little bit.
Yes.
And that's kind of the Kendrick thing, right? So you go back and you think you have one side Drake fans going, "Oh, that's crazy. He's just been hating the whole time."
That's been going on for that's in the music industry forever, dude.
Yeah.
MGK did that with Sleeping with Sirens.
Really?
Absolutely.
To get into the rock game before his rap career.
I was about to say MGK did rock.
Machine Gun Kelly
He has a whole rock, like a punk
Does
rock.
he?
Like,
Damn.
He has a whole album that's almost like old to 2000s punk rock.
Eminem
type
fucked
shit.
him up so bad he went like
switch genres.
He went like not
Damn,
rock and
that's
punk,
funny.
but like alternative. I'll put it at like e-girl rock, okay? But
Yeah, my bad. I want to be offensive.
but like when I was in high school, he put out a track with Sleeping with Sirens.
Yeah.
Which was like when I was in middle school, they were like a metalcore band. They were like pretty heavy.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, they were a little bit lighter. But like MGK was like on one of their albums, and I was like, "What the fuck is this rapper doing on my album?"
But I kind of dig that. I like when artists try different shit. You know,
it wasn't terrible, but it was like he was like, "Let me get in this like rock game early to like get the fans like, oh, I remember this guy that was on this like iconic band's album. Now he's back in the rock game because like." People that find him who were like 14 or 15 years old now, like in high school, they're gonna be like, "Oh, he was on Sleeping with Sirens album back then. He's so cool." But now I'm like, "Nah, he's fake." Like knowing like the real MGK, I'm like, "No, he's fake."
Exactly.
But someone who's like coming up now, they're like, "Nah, he was in it back then in like Sleeping with Sirens days." You know?
Yeah.
Like they think it's cool. I'm like, no, he was manipulating the industry.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And that's the thing with the whole like with like the pop side of being an artist is like these guys have machines backing them. You have to move units, you have to move numbers, and unfortunately that starts to question. That brings your entire integrity into question. And everything with Drake and Kendrick is a result of like the conscious artist meeting the commercial artist. But there's a lot of like room for speculation because like at the end of the day, Kendrick is a very high charting, high selling artist, and it is the idea that like maybe he's such a for the people social activist, socially aware performer artist that he's able to like break into this capitalist game and still make a name for himself. Or it's like, does he also have some sellout tendencies to him? Because the thing is, anytime that Kendrick does anything that isn't purely conscious, woke, forward moving activist shit, that's going to be called into question because it's like, damn, are you not benefiting from the machine that you're critiquing?
So you think he's going to catch smoke for doing the super, or is catching
smoke
100%,
for doing 100%. But everybody's always going to have something to say, and anybody that's aware of like whatever matrix is going to function and understands if you want to get a point across, you have to play their game to an extent, right?
Yeah.
But then it's kind of like, where do we draw the line that you're playing the game, or you're benefiting from a system that you're critiquing?
Yeah.
But in closing, just because I'll take this way too far and I'll yap all night. J. Cole on a song with Drake said he references him, Drake, and Kendrick as being the big three. And it was kind of this idea like, hey, like, and he's aware that they don't really like each other, but he's friends with both of them and he's big on the culture, right? So he's like, we are the three biggest rappers of our time. Yeah. So like, I'm just going to kind of mention that, right?
Drake was sorry, go ahead.
Drake originally wanted Kendrick on that song and reached out for Kendrick to be on the song First Person Shooter, and Kendrick denied it. So J. Cole mentions Kendrick on a song that he denied being on. When Kendrick gets on a song with Future and Metro Boomin, he references that song lyric. He references the Big Three, and he goes, "Fuck the Big Three, it's just Big Meat." That line only
That goes hard, by the way.
It is a fire line. That line only exists because he's taking J. Cole's line and building off of it. So that's kind of why people are like, it started with J. Cole. Because if J. Cole doesn't mention Kendrick on First Person Shooter, he doesn't give Kendrick this alley-oop to mention those boys. Because after he mentions fuck the big three, it's just Big Me, he proceeds to diss the fuck out of Drake for the rest of that verse. That's not to say that he wouldn't have dissed Drake, but it's just like J. Cole's line that was trying to pay homage to the idea that like, hey, you know, I'm friends with both of you guys. We're all important to the culture. J. Cole's genuinely a fan of both of them. Both of them are fans of J. Cole. They don't like each other. So this is like your friend trying to be like, hey, you know,
we're all in this together.
yeah, and then you
It'd be like if you're like, fuck Charlie.
No, suck a dick. Like I don't fuck with you.
Yeah.
And that's
You
what
said that way too easily.
that's
Said it with his chest.
Say it with your chest.
Meant it.
you know. So that's why people feel like Cole kind of like sparked it, because if he doesn't mention Kendrick there, then him attacking is like a different perspective. You know what I mean? That's not exactly the same thing. But yeah, it's a whole contest of like culture and commercial. It's this whole idea of like these guys once worked together, one day they didn't. And the big thing I forgot to mention was in 2013, Kendrick gets on a song with Big Sean. Big Sean has a song called Control. It's him, Jay Electronica, and Kendrick. Kendrick gets on it. He disses the entire rap game on the song. But like anybody that can remember that at the end of the day, like this is all just angry poets. Like this is literally this is men rhyming words at each other.
Yeah.
So the severity of it boils down to it truly is a sport, but it's a sport in the way that like intellectuals debate each other.
Yeah.
You know, my theory is stronger than yours. I've pondered the universe greater than thou. Like that's really what it is. Like, you know, the aggressive elements are in there and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's a contest of words. And Kendrick on Control, you know, he's an up and coming artist. For reference, when Control drops, the only album he has out is Good Kid, Mad City. That's an album with swimming pools and Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe, which are songs you guys have probably heard if you've heard anything from that album. So when that's out, Swimming Pool's a good song, right? So that's from that era. So when he gets on this song dissing everybody, and he doesn't diss everybody like, he's not like fuck your baby moms or nothing like that. He's just like, it's a competition. I want your fan base. I want to kill you guys on every song. Like, I want people to like fuck with me because I'm the hardest out. That's kind of the sport of hip hop. That's the idea of the culture. It's always been on the backside of it, right?
Like
Drake was in like interviews like bitching about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's suing now. Did you see that? Like he's
Yeah,
suing like the label. And
He's
shit.
being very not the black half of him.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't mean that as an anti-Semitic thing with all the
That's
kind
what
of
I
stuff
was
going
about
on.
to be like.
No, I know. Very dangerous thing to say. I'm saying because he's a white boy. I'm just saying that he's not being very hip hop oriented. First of all, where I'm from, we don't have lawyers as a fucking option. Yeah, so he's really from a different goddamn good read. Yeah,
That's right past Charlie.
good read. And thanks.
Went right by Charlie. That was hilarious.
But yeah, my bad. Somebody else talked about a
of
thing
Stu
they
Cole.
like a lot.
No. Okay,
Well,
so listen.
My bad, because I've been doing
You good? No, you're
I
good.
gotta shut the fuck up.
We asked you to.
Listen, I've gotten into this because of like just how good like Euphoria and
Not
Not Like Us is. Like I really enjoy the music. So like knowing what it is like I don't know. I'm into it. Like I want to learn. You know what I mean? Like I know I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, how is
So
it?
it's like I want to learn because I'm into that shit, or newly into that shit. I guess.
I think if anything, like they don't pay anybody to do the Super Bowl halftime show. It's like an honor to perform it.
Yeah.
And I think of all the people in the last 20 years who got to do the Super Bowl halftime show, this is probably going to be the first one where the person not only blows up more than they already are, but like it'll be the most fundamentally, deserved new audience. Like people are gonna hear some like stuff like what you just said from all the people
who were never
who
listening to Kendrick.
Yeah.
were watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and people are gonna be people who were like hear people say that was shit and be like, I don't know, I don't even know who this guy is, and I thought that was kind of fire, like me. And who are gonna go down the rabbit hole of YouTube listening to the tangents like you just went on. And like reading up on the history and being like, yo, this guy's fucking awesome. This is way cooler than any of the last 20 people to do it. And this will be like this is why the Super Bowl halftime show is what it is.
There's
in my opinion.
already-
This is the giving the person the spotlight for a moment where they haven't had it exactly to the what's the word, to the
No, you're good. You're good.
level
Magnitude.
the magnitude they've had it before. So I think it's probably, to me, I thought it was the coolest thing I've seen my whole life.
And that's really important because, like I said, like for me, like Kendrick is no bigger after the Super Bowl to me than he ever was before.
That's very fair.
Because this is a guy I've been studying.
Because he's huge already.
Yeah, exactly.
He's already the biggest name in his respected industry.
Yeah. Exactly. But the whole time, it's like, nah, there's like a shitload of people that
There's
don't know
a lot
this
of
guy.
other industries that he's not breaking into that are now aware of him. Yeah.
Who's the country singer that sings about Brad Pitt in that one song? Shania Twain?
Probably. I don't know. There's a lot of artists genre hopping these days. Like the next thing I was going to ask
This
you.
is like a 2002 song, though.
Oh,
Shania
dude, you're asking
Twain
me
is
some
like
shit I wouldn't know.
Okay, she's a big country artist.
Yeah, I know
Never
who Shania
heard-
Twain is. I just mean I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never heard of her till I was over 25. Literally, never heard. Like not being funny, not trying to be like, oh, I'm a hipster.
No, I get it.
Not one fucking time have I ever heard of it. And she's hot as shit.
Oh, yeah.
So it's ridiculous I hadn't heard of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mariah Carey, same way. Like
You never heard of Mariah Carey?
No. I'm
Holy
just saying.
fuck.
No. I'm
What do
saying
you
like
mean same way?
like she's really hot. Like and like if it wasn't for certain songs, like I don't think I would have heard of her.
sorry.
You know?
No, you're good.
Yeah.
It wasn't for her notability as an artist.
It wasn't
then I
for
would know her.
the month of December.
Well, I'm talking about. I'm
How does
talking.
one bitch
Listen.
own Christmas?
Bro, she owns that.
Listen,
bro.
listen.
She owns
I'm
it.
talking about. I'm talking about
Mariah
before
Carey
that.
might be more synonymous with Christmas than fucking Santa Claus.
I'm
now.
talking.
And Frosty too.
Yeah,
Like all
yeah.
them boys.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about before this.
All them
Before
boys.
her. Like all I want for Christmas. But anyways, no, there's a bunch of people that genre hop now, like that, and I like that. Like Post Malone, for instance, has
Okay.
done a lot of country
Alright.
shit recently.
Yeah.
So funny
I'm not
thing.
gonna lie. Okay.
Oh,
I've got a big beef
you got big beef
with
All right.
country. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay,
Fuck yeah.
Dude.
state your approach the
No,
the bench
so-
and state your case.
Not a beef with country, but every person, every like friend or mutual friend of mine that's like, I love this country artist or something, or
God.
like something. It's like a vocalist and a guitar, and then like 808s, or like a synthesizer for like substituting for a drummer. And I'm like, this is not a band. This is a country artist. This is maybe it's what I consider A-pop. How there's like Japanese pop and K-pop and stuff. Like,
I like what you just did there.
That's like A-pop
Hey,
to me.
You
right?
just did a thing.
It's
That's a thing that should carry way beyond this.
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
A-pop, I like
And-
that.
it like the,
Are we saying American pop?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
He's got a
Because-
point.
No,
He's
but
got a
he's
point.
not-
He's
he's
got
not
a
a
point.
band.
Listen,
It's not a fucking band.
Yeah.
Listen, he's got a point
I
though.
play
I
He's-
agree.
I play guitar,
Look,
I
I
play
just didn't want
bass.
to keep going, assuming I knew what it was and be wrong. I wanted to know what Abel meant.
Okay.
He's like, is it automatic?
All right.
Automatic pop.
All right.
Are we popping on?
I feel like somewhat prejudiced because like I play guitar, I play bass, I don't play drums, but the drums are being replaced 90% of the time in country now. It's not country. Like, I'm from the South. I don't listen to country music. I don't go to country shows. I listen to metal and punk and stuff like that.
I'm not
But like, if you're gonna call it country, don't put a synthesizer where your drummer should be. It feels redundant. It feels
I
stupid.
feel that. I get that 100%.
Call it American pop or something. Like it's
Yeah, and I don't think you're
it's
biased.
up there
I
with
think-
Taylor Swift or something. Like put it because
Yeah.
Taylor
Where it
Swift was
belongs.
making that music in 2007. You know,
Yeah, she was.
There's Western music.
she was making like country themed pop or something. You know,
Yeah.
she was she not?
She was
No,
teardrops
no,
on my
but I mean,
guitar.
a
Like
lot
her,
of that-
her like first two albums were like
A
Hannah
lot of
Montana
that
type
genre
shit.
though is that like a lot of what country is interpreted as or presents itself on
Yeah.
radio would be what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
I
would
want to
be
hear
A-pop.
like there were like old country artists that like were making
good.
albums from fucking prison.
Yeah. And that's the thing
Like,
too. If you look
they
at
were-
the demographic,
they
for
were
like a
hard
country
as
fan,
fuck.
They wouldn't think that. Like if you look at the demographic for country fans, they're almost like overly American, overly law abiding, and it's like some of your greatest artists, their music is born of the fact that they, from their white perspective, were like this country.
They were cop killers, bro.
Yeah, they were like this
They were
country's
fucking
stupid.
cop killers, bro.
This shit's stupid.
They were killing feds.
Yeah, dog. And not to be funny, like it's
Like-
arguably a psyop. Because why would you let the music called country music, right?
It's the most patriotic.
Right. And
know,
why would you
yeah.
let the nationalist message
Do
be
you
fuck the nation
get
that
what
you're
I'm?
in?
Okay.
No, you're
cool.
cooking.
Yeah.
You're fucking cooking.
Yeah. I don't like
see
country
it.
music.
No,
I don't-
I'm not mad at it. That's the same way I'm
and I
approaching
don't like
hip-hop.
that. Like 60% of this country is like. I would wager 60% of this country is like country listeners.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm
like-
not gonna lie. I fuck with you, and I
Like
was so scared on where this
over
was gonna
50%.
go. He's like, yeah, and I don't fuck with how 60% of this country isn't even white people. I was like, oh no,
We lost, ladies and gentlemen, we lost them.
we were so cool until just now.
You had me in the first half. I ain't
No,
even.
No, but I agree with everything you're saying. That's very.
I agree with that too. I've never heard
Not
it
like country
put
music.
like that because like when you
Because I
put
just hate this shit. I just think it's bad music. That's why I don't like it. And
no.
I like.
I
like
also think
bluegrass.
it's not good.
I like bluegrass.
I like
too. Bluegrass
bluegrass.
goes
Every
fun.
once in a while,
Country-
I hear a banger, but
Yeah, I like
Like-
bluegrass and country music that's adjacent to that. Like I like the idea of like I think folk music should be country music.
Yes,
yes,
yes.
yes, that
because
is
that's
true country music.
The
yes.
music
Made a
of our
whole movie about
country.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which movie?
I want to hear a washboard, bro.
A
I want to hear a
complete
fiddle.
Yeah.
I want to hear someone like I don't know, like hitting a fucking can
Yeah,
or some
yeah,
shit.
Yeah,
like,
blowing into a fucking jug. And
yeah,
shit.
some shit. Yeah.
A complete unknown that Bob
Yeah.
Dylan.
I don't
did.
wanna hear a
Like,
fucking
The whole
808.
idea is that folk music was supposed to be the music that stood the test of time forever. Like the messages in that.
You're absolutely right because it transcends like England. It's like
it
beyond
transcends-
England. Like
yeah, it
the
transcends,
oldest
like-
modern civilization.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what do you got? What like on your note
Movie
of
was
the country
phenomenal,
music?
by the way.
Like
Yeah,
what?
that boy Timmy killed
What do
shit.
you think of like people like Morgan Wallen?
I don't listen to country music.
Oh, you don't?
Like,
Oh,
I
okay.
don't-
I'm sorry. I mean, like,
I don't.
yeah.
I definitely don't listen to
all
that.
I know is every country
'Cause-
song that's recommended to me
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
via
Oh, that's mine.
via like my coworkers or something. I work construction, by the way, so that's a lot. It's like a lot of synthesizers and like it's like dance music with an acoustic guitar.
Okay,
And I'm
see-
like, what the fuck am I listening to? Like, it's like brain rot in a way. I'm like, what
So-
the fuck am I listening to?
I don't like that version of country. I've listened to country for a long time, like on and off throughout.
I've
my
heard
life.
some incredible
Yes.
country songs. I do want to say I'm not shitting on the genre.
I will say I feel like it is moving back towards
Really?
or moving away from the whole synthesizer and trying to be like dance music kind of thing to actual like
Hope so.
like instruments being used to tell a story
Hope
because
so.
that's folk music.
Modern, like
So
modern, and by modern I mean the last 20 years or so, country music to me is not only unlistenable, it's so bad that even geniuses like Bo Burnham can write a country song making fun of country music, and I don't want to listen to it because he's accurately
yeah, he's like that
like
good.
mimicking
Yeah.
it. He's mimicking it
Well, I
so
mean,
good.
Have you
that
guys ever heard? This is funny too.
the song's great.
I
just-
am
I can't
heavily opposed to country music, right? Because like we all agree, like bluegrass, folksy sounds.
Yes.
that should be the music that represents us as a nation, not
Yeah.
this like A-pop bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
However,
I'm so
have you
glad
guys-
that you
I'm so
used
glad
it, like,
A-pop's
so
sticking. I like it too.
casually. I'm so glad
Yeah,
that you
that's-
said that.
No, it's good. It's
Thank
really
you.
good.
A pop
you.
might be the name
Yeah,
of this
you
episode.
cook, dog. A-pop is definitely the name of the episode. And they're not going to see it coming. They're like Kendrick Lamar and Drake. And it's just going to fucking hard shit
That's
to the
so
A-pop.
Cooper's
funny,
gonna
dude.
come out nowhere and be like
Oh, that's so
A-pop,
good.
and Troy's gonna be like, "What's
But it's
A-pop?"
kind of important because
I-
his A-pop concept is a lot of people's critique of
I want
Drake.
you to know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
It's
the bastardization of a-
You're
of a-
tying
I've
it all
been-
back together. Oh,
I've been
it's all a
so
circle.
surrounded by country music my whole life, being like growing up in the
Yeah,
South.
from here, for sure.
I worked construction the past 5-6 years. I was in the military. Like everything
You have a
was
beard,
like
people just
dude,
assume
no,
you like it.
Everything was like like I'm like
America!
super like
See?
conservative, you know, and like country music's just everywhere in that. And I'm like it.
That beard was
Sucks.
2 foot long.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
5
it's
months ago.
Badass.
oh yeah no this shit was like down
Nah,
here.
dude, I
Yeah.
can't grow shit.
And
Major envy.
Cooper's got it all.
Hell yeah.
but yeah, I just don't appreciate modern country music. Most of it. I'm not going to shit on the whole genre. There's good.
Have you guys
You
ever
know,
heard A Rock by
artists.
Hardy?
No,
Okay, I am familiar with Hardy.
I've only
I don't
heard
know
of
that
hip-hop.
song, but I've heard a few of his songs.
Yeah.
And I'm really into metal.
Yeah.
I like the fusion. I think his interest.
Yeah.
That's like the only like instance that I'm like.
So there was a girl I was dealing with one time who told me, she's like, have you listened to this new Hardy album? I'm like, no, but I actually like a rock by Hardy, right? I can't remember the name of the album, but it probably has some of the songs you're thinking about, where he takes this dramatic shift with the music. It gets a lot heavier, and it's the idea.
It goes from country to like metal and like.
That's cool.
And he used country to bring in a fan base so they could see what he really
and
wanted
it's
to
way
make.
better than Nickelback.
Oh wait.
Like, it is so much better than Nickelback.
Time out for a second. Time out for a second. Are you wearing a Red Dead Redemption shirt?
Actually, this is a Body Snatcher shirt.
Oh shit! But it looks like Red Dead
They're
Redemption.
like a straight edge, like hardcore band, but
Kinda
it
little
is
my
in
podcast
the
was talking about people's shirts.
it is a Red Dead shirt. Yeah,
That's sick.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, it was really distracting
They're like
because
a
we were talking about
really-
Red Dead Hard earlier.
they're a really
and
like,
now we're talking about
like
country
heavy
music.
like metal band, and this band was this shirt was on sale, and I was like, I gotta get
God,
that.
it looks just like a cover that would be on Red Dead, though.
Dude, it is one of my favorite shirts.
Maybe not all the blood and brains and stuff, but like everything from like here
Yeah.
up is like Red Dead.
They're a
logo
very
screen.
like they're like an anti-drug like metal band.
Yes,
hilarious.
because it's
That makes
bad
sense.
for your
Yeah.
head.
You know what's funny about you having on a Carhartt beanie? That you actually work in construction?
I
Because
do,
like
dude.
your
I've
image
done-
gives like
I've been in it for a minute. Yeah.
no, but your image gives like he's just wearing that beanie because it looks
Yeah.
cool. Like he just wears cool
Oh,
clothes.
dude.
Like,
And it's like
But
no,
then-
I
Dude,
actually
do you see my pants, bro?
yeah, no,
I came here from work, dog.
I painted shit today.
Look at my fucking jacket.
Listen, so like I think if you go back and you listen to like shit like Johnny Cash and like fucking even Conway Twitty to a certain extent, like you could see.
Fucking hate Conway.
You can see the progression of it going from like that folksy like bluegrass stuff to like what you're talking about.
Into
I want
K-pop.
well,
I don't
no, I
want-
was gonna say Johnny Cash was where it started to like bleed into like rock.
I don't want
Yeah.
them to plug a cord, like a 1/4-inch cord, into a like fucking mixing station. I want there to be a fucking microphone in front of an acoustic guitar.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, that would be sick.
I want there to be a microphone hanging over a fucking organ set,
Yeah.
and they make a country album out
Yeah.
of that shit.
Well, like you can see it because it like I
Don't
would
give
say
me a goddamn keyboard with a million effects in it.
yeah.
I don't
I would
wanna
say
hear
like
that.
mid '90s.
That's not country. That's not folk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say like mid '90s to early
there's
2000s.
a lot of my
is
favorite
where you can
bands are
see it
folk
start to
bands.
happen.
But they're folk bands. They're not country bands.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's what country should be.
Well, what
Like,
I think what happened was they were trying to modernize country because they were like it's like it sounded the same for a long time, and then like right around like the late like mid '90s to early 2000s, you have other genres start popping off, like hip hop coming into the mainstream. You got
why you
like,
look at me?
there's other stuff too. There's alt rock coming into the scene as well.
Why didn't
like,
you look
know.
at me for that one?
Huh? Because he was talking about alt rock and you were talking about hip hop. I was bringing you guys
It's not
together.
it's not because we look like we represent those categories of music.
Hey, I don't choose what you
Don't
guys
justify
wear.
yourself, man. If you
I-
justify
listen,
it, it makes you.
I don't choose what you guys wear. You guys chose what you wore before you got here. So,
Oh, so you're stereotyping.
So
me
Nike
based on
Air
their
Maxes,
clothes.
they give hip hop. They give,
they do actually. Like I'm not gonna lie. If I knew nothing about you guys and somebody walked up to me and was like, "Which one's into alt rock and which one's into hip hop?"
Yeah,
I would be like,
yeah. You guys are both dressed
It has
very
nothing.
much.
Listen,
like
it has nothing to do with the color of your guys' skin. It has only to do with what you guys chose to wear today.
Yeah, the Nike Air Max Dragon Ball Z guys. The
Definitely.
guy with paint on his pants and zombies on his shirt is definitely gonna be the other.
In the alt rock, yeah.
We're definitely.
Like it's not even close. Like
Long
which
hair,
one
yeah.
you'd be with. Like you want to really throw it
Because
up? Like
tonight
have it
will
between
be
like
the
Charlie
night that
and
I
Cooper.
will
Then I
fall
might
for
be.
you.
Yeah.
Over again.
So
This is what I sound like when I talk. That's
See, yes, Cooper coming out of the shell. That's what we're here for.
I was,
Well,
it took everything in my heart not to be the guy to eat the last piece. I'm so glad you took it. I was starting to lose hope that it was good. Like it was
See,
gonna
now
happen.
that's kind of racist. He was like, he's saving it for you.
What?
He saved it for you. That's what he's saying.
That's not what the fuck he said. And the thing is, I know how your stupid ass got there. I know the joke you're trying to build. I know the fucking feed the African kid commercials.
Oh, you dropped the
Oh, my
pepperoni.
fault. Fuck that pepperoni.
Actually, I was going for more of a got milk thing, but like.
Man, you guys remember those Above the Influence commercials?
Yeah.
Do you remember the "This is your brain on drugs" and they would crack an egg
Yeah.
and it'd be like in a pan?
Hey, dude, I do be fried. I do be fucking fried.
Fried as hell.
Are you scrambled or over easy?
Hey man.
He said, hey, man.
Hello, everybody.
Brother. You guys ever played Dead Space 6?
So, anyways,
And this doesn't work when
all
you do
this,
it.
I was
fucked
wondering, like, so you guys were talking about, or I was saying that about people genre jumping. What do you think about Beyonce breaking in the country?
So,
What?
Wait.
What?
What?
Beyonce, I think she made a country album or a single.
yeah,
No,
she
she did not.
Yeah, no,
She
just
did.
Won, she just won.
She won an Emmy for it.
An Emmy or a Grammy?
I'm sorry, Grammy. She won. That's what I'm thinking.
Before we get to Beyonce,
Hold on, wait.
Before we get to Beyonce, I want to backtrack to Post Malone, and I'm gonna backtrack to Post Malone because everything you guys are about to say about Beyonce, I have to turn off the part where I'm black and accept that it's gonna be accurate. No, because like everyone's talking about A-pop and stuff like that. Like I think there's, and I haven't listened to the album.
I have no idea what we're talking about either.
No, but Post Malone, genre hopping. You guys remember how I might have mentioned this to you guys before. Being a rapper is like very interesting because it's the one music where your music is directly tied to your identity, like directly tied to it. Like at the end of the day, like the lead singer for Red Hot Chili Peppers is like borderline a pedophile.
Yeah.
Pedophile.
Well, I mean, all the
No, right.
rock guys.
But when we
usually
listen
are.
to Red Hot Chili Peppers and stuff like
Sorry,
that,
Cooper.
you know, people aren't thinking
I
about
don't like them.
I know.
I do.
They have good. You gotta separate the work from the artist.
That's not the kind of rock that I listen to.
I know. I'm just fucking with you.
I do not listen to like Nirvana and like the Foo Fighters and shit like that.
Maroon 5.
My whole like construction crew has a joke about like Creed and how like bad they are.
What did Creed do?
They're like
Nothing.
Nickelback. People just like to hate on
Not
them.
shit. They didn't do anything. They're not good.
He hates Creed.
Listen,
Like
They're
hard.
not
Listen.
bad. They're not good.
Listen, I think the same about Taylor. Like, people hate on Taylor. I'm like, listen, her music's okay, but like, damn, like, you guys are hating on her like she killed a baby. Like, God.
I'm not listening to
I do think she gets too much
anything you
hate.
say.
I'm not a fan. Like, I don't listen to her shit, but I also am like, bro, why are you just
Yeah, like,
only-
she's a successful person.
The
You guys just want
only
to tear her
good
down.
thing that Creed ever did was their Thanksgiving, like football, like halftime show. Did you ever see that?
No.
Of course not.
You never saw that,
No.
No,
dude. The
Creed
vocals
was
came
at the Super
in,
Bowl?
dude.
No, you say Thanksgiving. Like, it was
It
probably
was like a
a
Thanksgiving,
college game, wasn't it?
like football show. It was NFL. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
was it NFL?
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
and it was like he came in on like fucking like you know those like ribbon dancers
Where his
that,
arms
like,
where his arms
Oh,
wide
I
open.
have
They're
seen
like,
that.
dude, it's the most fucking ridiculous thing.
Yeah.
His arms were
Yeah.
wide open.
No, it was fire, though.
And there's fireworks, there's
It's absurd.
dancers.
It is silly.
He's coming down on like streamers or some shit.
Sparklers in his hands.
USA.
Dude, there's a fucking fighter jet coming over. It's
Flag
the
hanging
most
out his ass.
ridiculous thing.
Congratulations,
There's fucking
SpongeBob.
hand grenades going off in the crowd.
It looks like something that AI would make if you just
That's
typed
funny.
in halftime show. Like it looks like it's
Post Malone
It's
used
bad.
black optics to initiate a career into pop culture and then switch gears when he no longer had any creative juices that were hip hop oriented. Wyatt Iverson, the music video, he has cornrows and a gold grill in, and he's dressed very hip hop as I'm dressed in this moment, as you might say. and if you guys don't feel like that about Post Malone, do you guys remember when Miley Cyrus was around all those black guys for those rap songs she was on for some reason?
I remember the memes from it.
That was a very interesting time, right? So that's the thing where like you have white people that co-opt the Black American identity to propel their music forward.
Oh, so you're saying he's wanted to do country this whole time, and he was like trying to use hip hop as a springboard into that.
Possibly. And regardless of what he wanted to do the whole time, he absolutely used black optics, black presenting things. You guys remember when Ariana Grande had like really brown skin for like a couple years? And remember she talked completely different?
Totally different.
She talked like way
She's
different.
like a princess.
Was that like, is that, I mean, you know.
The co-opting of black.
Well,
blackface? Oh,
yeah,
it's right there.
I was about to
It's
say,
right there.
like, how is she not getting in trouble for
Correct,
like,
right?
She was like 2 pigment pixels away.
Alright, so but think about Post.
She's like, bring me as close without going over the line.
Do you guys remember what Post Malone was like when he came out versus what Post Malone is like right now?
A lot of tattoos, the grill.
He literally walks around in like cowboy boots and a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
And he was not
Yeah.
like that when he dropped. What he kind
I'm
of.
not gonna lie, he's wearing it though.
He does look
No, he looks great.
He's got that shit on.
Yeah,
He makes
he's
good
got that
music.
shit on,
Look, Sunflower is one of the best songs
It's
ever.
great. Sunflower's
no,
good.
I like
He
Post
wears
Malone.
it.
Yeah.
He wears it. I'm
Like
not
he
gonna lie.
absolutely co-opted
Also,
Black American culture to
That dude
propel
played
himself
guitar.
forward.
I'm not gonna lie.
So do you
That
think-
dude
Man,
plays
no,
guitar.
don't excuse what I'm saying.
No,
They're like, listen, he might be
gets to
co-opting,
wear
but it's
the
co-oping
hat.
You
with his
can use
fingers.
black people when you can play guitar. Elvis, goddamn, the whole rock movement.
dude,
Elvis did it.
There's,
Jimi Hendrix.
there's a lot of like.
He is black.
There's
That's
a-
really confusing.
Wait, who? Who did he say?
He said Jimmy fucking Hendrix.
Hey, so there's a few guitar shops that I follow on YouTube, right?
Like, I don't know about
Wait,
this guy.
hold on. We're not gonna be able to
it's
pay
cool.
attention
No,
to what you're about to
sorry.
say well enough because I have to understand. Did you not know? What did you do?
No, I think
Jimi
Jimi Hendrix is black.
Okay, cool. I just
Yeah.
wanna make sure
I
we're
know
on
who
the same-
Jimi Hendrix is.
Okay,
Like,
don't say it like that because you said a ridiculous thing.
I said it ridiculous just to make him laugh. Like,
Okay.
it was
Jimi
really-
Hendrix also
Now, you're
played
doing
a
that thing-
right-handed guitar upside down. I don't know if you knew that,
I know that.
but yeah,
I ain't know who he's the
because
only one
they
that
didn't
do
make
that.
left-handed guitars back then.
I ain't
So
know.
That's really confusing.
And that's really impressive. And you know what?
It's wild as fuck.
So I'm gonna say during February. So I'm gonna point at.
By the way,
He's pointing
my
at his hand.
my favorite person
Or
from
his
Saturday
skin,
Night
if you
Live,
Oh my fucking god!
Michael Shea.
Michael Shea is literally.
He's
like,
hilarious though.
He's
like,
one of the only things keeping SNL alive.
his
Yeah,
like the
him and
new.
Colin.
Him and Colin are like
unbelievable.
80% of why SNL is still accept. Like, dude, even
Nah,
their
Colin's
best.
next month. Colin's next month.
Who?
Colin's next. So we're talking about Michael Shea, man. Colin's
He said
next
Colin's
month.
next.
Anyways, what were you gonna say about guitar shops, man? We have
That Irish guy gets
No,
worse.
just like
Oh damn!
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
didn't know he was Irish.
I don't know if he is. He's
He
white,
looks
so there's
Irish.
like a 70% chance he's got some Irish.
St. Patrick's Day, man. We'll talk about Colin then. Anyways, cool.
no, the barber you guys were talking about, fucking
Post Malone.
yeah.
And you keep
There's,
ignoring that he co-opted
like,
the Black American identity propelled his
There's
success forward.
a few guitar shops.
How are you
I
ignoring
I follow.
every time I say it?
You got this shit on block. You're like,
Okay.
he co-opted it. He co-opted it. Sorry, go ahead.
There's like a few guitar shops that I follow on YouTube that like he comes in there and he plays the fuck out of a guitar. Like,
So that makes it okay to co-opt the Black American
no,
experience.
but
I
no.
think-
That's all I needed.
No,
That's all I
but
needed.
I respect him wearing the hat, like and like the country get up. That's all I'm saying.
That's
So if he was wearing
He
a
does
hat,
rock-
then
I'm
he was
not
co-opting.
like justifying.
if you can play guitar,
But
you can
like
co-op other
his like
cultures.
sudden change in like outfit, that's all I was saying. Like he plays the fuck out of a guitar. Like,
Yeah, so it works.
He's allowed to wear the hat and like the boots and shit.
He was walking down Hollywood Boulevard the other day. Like someone was
He doesn't
filming
play
him.
a synthesizer. He's good
Yeah.
in my book. I don't care.
He was walking. He had like cowboy boots, the whole get up. I mean, it looked like a cowboy from the 1800s. He
I
had
don't
like
care.
the fucking the frills, and someone walked up, and was like,
Yeah,
"Yo,
he's got
Post,
face
what's up, man?"
tattoos, dude. Fuck.
Yeah, he still does. Yeah, and he was like, "Hey, man, how's it going?" Like being real cool to this like just random fan filming him. He's like, "Hey, man, like right now, who's your favorite guy in hip hop?" And he was like, "Man, it's gotta be Lil Peep or Kendrick. Those guys just there ain't nobody like them right now." Like that's what he said in that moment, dressed as a cowboy on Hollywood Boulevard, not swarmed by fans. Because I think that's also a piece of it. There's a little piece of him that's like, if I dress like a cowboy, no one's gonna know it's me, even with all these face
He
tattoos.
said Little Peep or Kendrick Lamar right now.
Was this pre?
Maybe this is like in the last
Was this-
4 or 5 months. Not
No,
like
just
today.
Little Peep's been dead.
Pete's
for the
been
last,
dead for a minute.
like a good
I
bit.
might be misremembering. It might not have been Lil Peep. It might have been someone else who I don't really
Was it
know
the baby?
about. It was Lil something, I think. I don't know. I'm not in the culture.
Lil
No,
Pump?
you're fine. It's If
I was
he
probably
said Lil
wrong then.
Peep or Kendrick, that
Yeah.
was just wild.
Then I'm wrong.
That answer only further services what I've been saying about that man.
I don't think it's
He's
true
been
then because
dead
he's.
for a minute.
Yeah,
Good
then I'm
Lord.
wrong. Then I'm wrong. Then I'm wrong.
I mean, like, dude, like we were like way younger when he died. You know what I mean?
I was
you
like
got
in
clues.
high school or something.
Yeah, I'm about to say, or like we were like fresh out. Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I think I was more. I was definitely. I remember Lil something, I think,
Lil
and
Pump?
Kendrick. Maybe Lil Pump. I don't
Lil
know.
Yachty?
Man, he definitely didn't say no
He
goddamn.
definitely didn't say no.
I don't know. I just know. I just
Not
remember
the same.
him
think of something similar to Peep though.
Yeah.
Like,
I just remember him being very.
They were
like,
little.
there's no little pen. Like I don't know.
He had like a 2-minute conversation where it sounded like him and the guy talking to him knew about what they were talking about because I didn't, and he was very
And
like
that's the problem right there.
exactly. There you go. But they're talking about it, and he's dressed as a cowboy on Hollywood Boulevard. It was just such a hilarious like
He
image.
does dress like that though.
Yeah, and he does wear the shit out of it. He looks.
I can't.
He can
He
because
looks
he play guitar.
iconic too.
Yeah, because he plays guitar, so he can wear that.
I feel like he can.
What does
yeah.
he have to
No,
do?
I think
I
that's
feel like
I
he's
think that's
allowed.
solid logic. Like I feel like you can't wear Air Maxes if you can't freestyle. You know?
Damn,
Okay.
I
Okay.
gotta get rid of some shoes.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. What I'm doing is a little racial. I'm fucked up. That's not the same. That's not the same guy.
I didn't realize like how short Kendrick was until like the Super Bowl thing. Because like you see him next to some of these like backup dancers. I'm like, maybe it's just what he's wearing.
No, he's like 5'5".
he's like short.
No,
He's-
Yeah, he's a little guy.
Yeah, he's particularly
which
short.
is hilarious because like just
Yeah,
imagine-
no, and Drake is like tallish.
Yeah.
Like Drake's somewhere in between you and Chris.
yeah.
And he,
Dude, you say that and like I couldn't imagine Drake walking in here and being like shorter than me. Like,
No, he is. No, you're
no,
not.
I mean I know he is. I
Yeah.
just like you know. What the fuck's that?
Maybe it's some bad bitches.
It's a bad bitch. No,
It's definitely
it
a bad
is.
bitch.
Oh, no,
It's
it's
a bad
DoorDash.
bitch.
Outside in a vehicle.
A bad
podcast.
bitch is about to
Yeah,
walk
somebody's
through the door.
outside in a car.
Hey,
It's
Hey.
DoorDash.
Oh, okay.
it's Ritz.
What?
It's Ritz.
Oh, it's Ritz.
Is it actually?
Oh shit!
Probably.
That's
Unless it's
hilarious.
not. Is there a
That was
is there a
that's
hole in
wild.
the side of her car? If not,
Oh
No.
my god.
like
Well, the car is like.
Oh no, it's somebody
across
dropping
the
off
way.
food. If somebody's dropping off food and they're
Yeah, it's
walking away.
DoorDash.
Yeah, they had a
Could you imagine if it was basic?
I was like, God, if Ritz walks up and knocks on your grandmother's door, I will laugh so hard.
That'd be
Does your
hilarious.
grandmother live across
Yes,
the
my
street?
great
knows,
aunt was
like,
right here. My
what
grandma
house
was right
is
here.
yours?
Wait, this whole time your family's been like right there?
Yeah,
You'll get them.
somebody
in
else
here.
is pulling in too.
Get your family on the podcast.
Oh, that might actually be Ritz. Somebody is for real pulling. Is that Ritz?
This sounds like a solid time to wrap up. Right at 2 hours.
No,
almost on
look,
the
we're
dot.
just rolling. We just got Cooper talking.
What?
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah, listen. If this is Ritz, this is incredible because we don't have to wrap soon. 'Cause that means we can wait till Caitlin gets home.
Oh, this is gonna get crazy with all
Ritz is
five of
gonna
us.
You
Listen.
might, actually, if you're smart, you'll cut it into two.
Wait, did you know Ritz? Yeah, that's your girlfriend. You knew she was
He
about to
knew,
pull
yeah.
up.
You should honestly probably like stop it and just
Have
Oh,
a
really?
Second
Oh,
episode.
okay. You gotta
just
go.
do another one.
Is that
No.
what it is? Oh, you want to stop and start all the way
Do
over?
another one.
And be like, hey, well, this is a completely different day.
No, look, we roll around through. We'll edit the shit. We'll
Well,
edit
look,
it
if
out.
you're listening to this moment right now,
This is when the
tune in next
episode-
week on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, and we will have a fifth character.
All right, do you really want me to stop it and start a new one?
Yeah, fuck it. I mean, I don't want a 4-hour podcast though.
Okay, all right, it's fair, fair.
That's also
good, yeah.
If you
gives you
like
good
what
for
you've
next
seen
week.
here and you
If you like what you
know,
see, it's an audio podcast.
oh, if you like what
yeah,
you
bro.
hear
Can we stop talking
here,
about people's shirts?
you
while
should
we're
like
talking?
listen, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button so you can see when we upload again. Charlie's stretching. I saw his belly button.
Bro,
Thank you for being here.
And you're out.
I love you guys. Goodbye.